Safety Equipment. Call 688-9524. JV International Safety Equipment, located in Harmon Industrial Park.
Half a day at 6:06. I'm Ana Silva Tyron with a look at your local news on the point. A 36-year-old man was arrested by Guam police after a woman was found unconscious at Ipao Beach in Tumon. The 21-year-old woman reported that she was sexually assaulted there. Police were called to the beach around 3:30 in the morning on the report that a woman was unconscious. As reported in the Guam Daily Post, officers found 36-year-old Ego Pius sitting in one of the pavilions with his fingers in the woman's mouth. Another man, identified in documents as a friend of Pius, said that the defendant was worried that the woman would choke on her tongue after passing out. The victim was transported to the hospital. When she woke up, she was shivering and crying and told police that the suspect had been drinking and allegedly sexually assaulted her at the park. Police officers found clothes strewn about the park. The defendant said that they had gone swimming but later admitted that they had sex. Police did arrest Pius on charges of criminal sexual conduct as a second-degree felony. Meanwhile, a 61-year-old man is in intensive care at the Naval Hospital after he was shot twice with a bow and arrow. According to court documents, police responded to an assault at a home in Manila on Sunday. They found the victim with an open puncture wound and an arrow lodged in his lower back. 27-year-old Joaquin Nicholas Guile was charged and arrested in connection with that incident. Court documents say Guile, who lives on the property in a container, admitted to shooting an intruder. But after the second shot, he realized it was a relative that was in disguise. He also claimed to police that the victim had been stalking him and allegedly tried to kill him on previous occasions. Guile was charged with attempted murder, aggravated assault. He's also on pretrial release for a 2019 case involving terrorizing and use of a deadly weapon. In that case, the judge ordered him not to possess any deadly weapons. In the search of the man's container, though, police did discover 2 bows and 28 arrows. Also, a 60-year-old woman was injured after she was shot with a pellet gun. According to court documents, 26-year-old Jonathan Michael Martinez got into an argument with another woman known to him at a Talafofo residence on Sunday. The elderly victim then took Martinez's children into a bedroom to keep them safe while the argument took place. Martinez allegedly grabbed a pellet gun and demanded his children back. When she refused, he shot her in the leg. The older woman was taken to the hospital. Martinez was charged with aggravated assault, family violence, both as a third-degree felony, and family violence as a misdemeanor. Well, more news right after this.
Always here to help you. This island is our home. Through the years, we've been a friend to the neighbors we have known. Now we're banking on the future. Services to choose. Bank Pacific, where others put branches, we place roots.
A 68-year-old man has become the island's latest COVID-related fatality. There have now been 223. The man was a patient at GRMC and was said to have had underlying health conditions. He was vaccinated. Also, there were 91 new cases of COVID-19. That brings our total to 16,991 officially reported cases. The CAR score this morning is at 17.5. Meanwhile, more students are being reported to have tested positive with COVID-19 in the public and private schools. DOE reports 4 new COVID cases, while the Catholic schools confirm another 8. And it's also been an offering of the hospital for many years, but X-ray imaging for Halloween candy will not be available this Halloween. The suspension of this service is part of GMH's COVID-19 mitigation measures, and according to the JIC report, this is while they continue their pandemic response operations to promote the safety of its patients, staff, and the community. And those are your top stories here on The Point. Here's Ray with your weather.
And besides, has anybody ever found anything in a candy bar on Halloween?
I want to say years and years ago.
No.
Yeah, I got
But
sewing
I
needles.
don't know.
What
Sewing
is
needles.
There was-
Don't,
there
don't
was something.
perpetuate the myth.
No, but there
just
was
kidding.
something. This was years ago. I remember it. I just don't remember.
No,
the exact-
the reason why is
Was it
because
like a staple,
No, because
or-
Mom always obsessed about that kind of thing. Because in the 70s, when Shelly and I were going out there and doing trick or treating, there was this myth that came in from the States about people putting what is it, sewing needles
Razor
and
blades.
razor blades and LSD, hippie drugs. The hippies are putting drugs in the candy for Halloween. That's how they make more hippies.
No.
Maybe it worked on Biden, but it wasn't going to work on us. So that in my mind is the question. I'm glad that they offered the service. It was kind of a nice thing to do, but my guess is that for everybody involved, that was just a big waste of time.
Yeah, the virus
kids,
is a myth.
the parents, the people that work at the hospital. They got important hospital stuff to do.
Come on.
We got vaccinated people that we gotta usher in here. That's what they're working on over at GMH. All right,
Check
here's
the candy, kids.
you just wait.
I'll check
who's
the
going
candy
out
for you.
Who's going out on,
Well,
on trick or treat?
I have a bunch of kids in my family. Right
That you're going to trick or treat, just in the cul-de-sac.
gonna
Just
take all the
everybody's.
good ones.
We're only going to people's houses that we know. That's which was
We're
the
going to go
old
to
rule.
vaccinated people's houses.
Put a big sign up there. Are you
Please put a
vac-
V in front of your house so I know which one to stop at.
They're mostly cloudy today. Scattered showers and isolated thunderstorms. It's been raining about all night here. Northeast winds at 10 miles an hour tonight, becoming light and variable about midnight. Expected overnight lows should be about 77 degrees. Not much to say about the weather, during the day. Heat index is going to be about 90 degrees, so maybe the sun just isn't coming out today. I've been looking at the weather picture here over the last hour or so when I put this thing up, and I thought, this is going to be kind of interesting for a lot of people here today because there was some crud yesterday out to the east, and it is moving westerly towards us. So we're in the middle of some crud right now. It'll take a break, maybe about 9, 10 o'clock in the morning if everything is going the way I think it is, and then we're in for an even bigger chunk of crud coming in from the eastern side. Now, though, this technical weather language that we're using here this morning, crud, et cetera, but drive to the conditions, and I'm looking at the traffic gizmo, and I'm trying to figure out whether I'm wondering if it's broken, because I tell you what, take a look at this real, Joe. You see what's going on here with the traffic?
Yeah.
My God, from all the way at the tip top of Route 3 all the way down towards the intersection of 1 and 3, it looks like it's busy through there. When you get on a Marine Corps drive over by the Micronesia Mall, it looks like it stays busy right until you get to about the ITC building. And I'm thinking, is something broken?
No, all the
is
smart
there
kids
just-
are headed to school this morning.
Is that what it's Group A today.
I don't know, man. Everybody got an early start, Ray.
You're throwing people off.
I know.
Remember what I said yesterday? How many parents are sitting around going, crap, are we A or B? Is it A or B today? I can't remember if it's A or B. And there are some schools that have it worse. I heard there's schools that are doing cohorts like this. At least one private school is doing freshmen and sophomores in the school for 4 days a week. And then the next week it's going to be juniors and seniors for 4 days a week. And then it alternates back and forth like that. Guys, we have completely lost control of the educational system. I think it's here and pretty much nationwide. And you know who the big? I'm going to read you a story a little bit later. You know who the big victims are in this?
Ooh.
Is little kids.
Oh, yeah.
There's a story. They're saying because there's no school, it is giving rise to an increase in childhood obesity. Because there are a lot of kids that just kind of sitting around, on the Zoom meetings. They're not playing. They're not getting healthy, nutritious food and things like that. And it's really having an impact on little kids. There's an actual study that came out that was looking at this. I'll share it with you as the program, because we love our children. Can't you tell? Anyway, 6:15 in the morning. Sunrise this morning, 6:12. Sunset tonight is going to be at 6:59. Sorry, that's not right. 5:59.
Hey, wow.
5:59. We're not even going to make it until 6 o'clock. And yes, I had some beautiful pictures that we put up on the Facebook yesterday. Do I have them on me now? Can I put them up on the screen? Hold on a second. I got to pull it out from my daughter's pictures. So yesterday was picnic day, and so we went. She picked me up because now she drives.
Oh, yeah.
I don't have to drive. When Ruckus starts driving,
Dad
it will be
freedom.
it will be the best day in the whole wide world.
Dad freedom.
So it's like, hey, you want to go Stacks tonight? Yeah. Okay, come and pick me up.
Yeah.
I'll buy, you fly is the deal. So we went to Stacks and I hope Roxy doesn't mind, but we took our food from Stacks and ate in a parking lot over at Teray because I'm not allowed to go inside. At any rate, so there's a picture of sunrise made even prettier because my little girl's in the shot. Oh, and there's the sunrise picture. Isn't that nice?
Yeah.
I should frame that. Sunset. I said sunset, sunrise, right? Okay, so sunset last night, and just to prove that we.
I love that.
Just kind
You
of
ain't dating my daughter.
ruining her pictures. 6:16 in the morning. So that's what we were up to last night. And if you think those are the only shots that nobody else took pictures of the sunset last night, right? Real Joe.
Oh, yeah.
So Real Joe's got this thing. He's all upset because people are they're posting pictures of sunsets and nobody's commenting anymore. Everybody's trying to one up. So that's your
it's a
sunset
one-upper.
picture. Bam! Here's mine in your face. Look at mine. Filters. I'm using a Huawei camera.
They
Those
don't
have got,
even see yours, Ray.
yeah, they got better. Yeah, look at my camera's got better lens than your camera. Bam! Yeah, I paid up. 6:16 in the morning. 6:17. Welcome to the Ray Gibson Show. 93.3. The Point. We'll be right back after these.
As we get back to business, Docomo Pacific is ready to keep you connected. Introducing Business Bundles Plus. Build a customized bundle with the right internet, mobile, TV, and phone plan for your business. Pay for exactly what you need and nothing you don't. And the more services you add, the more you save. Plus, you can rely on Docomo Pacific's fastest, most reliable network and 24/7 customer support. So build your own bundle and save today with Business Bundles Plus. Call 671-688-2677. Docomo Pacific Business. Work better together.
Fall in love with your new home this season by shopping Furniture Kathy Style's unbelievable deals. We've brought in new items and restocked on our best sellers to help you get your home ready for the holiday. We offer free design consultation and financing with up to 12 months of zero interest for you to get what you want and what you need for your home today. Follow us on social media, visit our website at FurnitureKathyStyle.com or call us at 300-9590 for more information. If you're not buying from us, you're paying too much.
DJ Voice. It's back. And now it's here for good. The new KFC chicken sandwich is back for good. From the quarter pound, all white. That's annoying. From the quarter pound, all white meat, double breaded, extra crispy chicken breast filet to its freshly toasted, fresh, locally made bun. Then we got crispier, thicker, crinkle cut pickles in the perfect amount of the Colonel's real mayo or because they know how we are, spicy sauce. Every sandwich made when it's ordered, so it's served piping hot every single time. Have it with the twister. Why don't you? Grab a sandwich for $5.75 combos or $8.75 at KFC 618. Ray Gibson Show being brought to you by APL, American President Lines, a global presence with a local home.
The Ray Gibson Show. Morning talk that matters. Call now, 888-TALK. That's 888-8255.
Oh, that's your sunset picture. It's so nice. You couldn't go any place that didn't have coconut trees with rhinoceros beetles in them? Oh, no, it's okay. Otherwise, it'd be perfect. All right, 20 after 6 o'clock in the morning. Hey, welcome to the program. Excuse the mess. It is the Ray Gibson Show on 93.3 The Point. My name is Ray. As usual, thrilled to be here with you as we make our way into Tuesday morning, beginning of the week, and what feels like the longest month of the year. All of a sudden, it's October, but today's only the 19th of October. Is it me, or is this going to go for a while? Right? At least another 10 or 11 days
yeah.
or something like that between here and the end of the month and the beginning of the brand new month. But still so much to talk about. And it is normally what I would consider to be just, the crazy, unbridled fun month of Halloween. But, with a couple of exceptions, I'm just not seeing a whole lot of Halloween decorations up. We were talking about there's the house up in Tiedzen. Right,
Yeah,
it's the one good-looking house there in the slum. At the end of it,
They do it up, man.
They usually do it up, but as of this morning, there has not been any doing it up of that particular house, and I don't know, it might be the weather. Because I recall last year, they'd put it up, they'd put up the graveyard, and then we had one of those crazy squalls during the day, and
wiped
everything
out.
was wiped out, so they had to start all over again. So I don't know, maybe it's possible that the little kid that lived in the house grew up,
Aw.
or threw up, but grew
Yeah.
up. You know, it's like little Jackie Paper loved his Rascal Puff, and then he got too old for Puff the Magic Dragon.
Aw.
Who lived by the sea. Anyway, 20 after 6 o'clock in the morning. That's Real Joe, trying to be as responsive as possible.
Yeah, that's me, man.
To me and my meandering thoughts here. You can reach him at 888-8255, 888-TALK. And I got a note from a buddy of mine, Plain Boys, wondering, he says, did you fix the meme machine? And near as I can tell, the meme machine sim is still majulang.
Wow.
I don't know. Well, I would have worked on it yesterday, but you remember what happened at 9:50 something yesterday?
Yeah, Armageddon.
In the midst, we must have been going over some sensitive information with regards to COVID-19 and some of the conversation about our reaction to COVID-19 here on Guam. I was on the phone with our medical correspondent, Dr. George Macris, and I say that for a couple of reasons, because some people are just giggle when I say it, and some people are really, really annoyed, just kind of triggered. That's it. Call off all my surgeries for today. Can't do it. Gibson's referring to Macris as his medical correspondent on the program again. At any rate, so we're on the phone with Macris, and then all of a sudden there was the power went off. It went off.
He was about to give the cure.
Exactly, for COVID-19.
Right there.
It was homemade ivermectin or something like that. And no, that's not funny, actually. There is. I'm on 2 or 3 COVID-19 kind of WhatsApp chats.
Yeah, you're getting flagged, dude.
And one of them has got a recipe. Seriously, now one of them has a recipe. It's not ivermectin. What's the other one? Hydrochloroquine. They're doing recipes now for hydrochloroquine. And I'm watching this thing going, no, that's enough. We've gotten to a point where I almost don't trust anything from any one of the sides anymore.
Didn't Patrick Iriarty have a recipe for some sort of concoction that?
Oh, Joe, you said his name. Now he's going to call.
It's okay.
There you go.
I want to hear what it was.
All right.
I still got worms.
He might. Otherwise, it might actually be on the points deal. But anyway, so
Go see your local vet. They have ivermectin there.
And then there's another one that's floating around where they've got all these women that are mostly bare-breasted.
Hey, wow.
Have you seen this?
I have not.
And
Can you direct me?
they're all pretending. I don't know if it's for real or not. I'll send you the video. But they're doing these things where I'm positive they're laying back.
Oh, yeah, they're
the ground.
magnetic.
And dropping things like, paper clips and credit cards and
Small spoons.
small spoons and things like that. And going, oh, see, look,
I've
it's
seen that.
magnetic. It's my breasts are actually pulling these magnetic items because I've got COVID-19, the vaccine from COVID-19, and they say that's one of the things about the vaccine is it will make things stick to you. And I'm going, this looks like a scam. And about every...
Well, if they're laying down and dropping stuff, yeah.
Then it's going to look like it sticks, right? It's going to look like there's magnetic attraction, because gravity will do that. Gravity, magnetic attraction, very similar looking things here, depending on the size. I'm not sure of the size of the magnet or the breasts in this case, but you know which videos I'm talking about, and try not to waste too much time ogling over those. And I know some of you are like... Squeeze out.
Scrolling.
Let's see. What is there anything more? 6:24 in the morning. You're all a bunch of skebby people, and you're my people now. So I already did the welcome to the program. That's Real Joe. Montecillo Tyron gets news and headlines, and got another round coming up here in just a few minutes. In the meantime, here's a bunch of other YouTube detectives.
Sometimes you wanna go where everybody knows your name, and they're always glad you came. You wanna be where you can see our troubles are all the same. You wanna be where everybody knows your name. You wanna go where people know people are all the same. You wanna go where everybody knows your name.
It occurs to me, instead of being critical of women doing those videos, I should encourage them. Sarita?
There you go, Ray.
Sarita? Trina?
Magnetic personalities.
Thank you very much. I'm sure I'm getting to the list late, so I'm going to congratulate Felix Bamba. He wasn't actually first, but he's the top of the list that I can see. I got Catalina Pinaula Rio saying, good morning, Ray. Mana, Joe, Jerry, and the Point Lady D is online. And, there's Trina, a big smile, and she's blowing kiss. That's always nice. Jerome McDonald saying Showtime 93.3.
He was skydiving.
I saw the video of him skydiving. Well, I didn't see the video. I saw some of the pictures.
I saw the video of him actually skydiving.
Did they use parachutes this time?
Glad
Yes,
he made
they
it.
used parachutes.
Got to pay extra for that.
So he made it.
Right?
He made it, huh?
He made it.
Okay.
That's awesome.
Well, he's here with us now, enjoying my usual 100% pure Colombian. Good morning and good afternoon to everybody. All right, just round the horn here. Would you ever jump out of an airplane with a parachute, Mata Silva Tyron?
No.
Real Joe.
If it was on the ground, yes.
And myself. Okay, that's three of us. There's three of us. 100% of us will not ever jump out of an airplane. I've seen people do it, and I get the idea that some of you have got this one thing that you feel like that's going to be it. That's going to be the bucket list item that is going to get you over the top and make you the happiest, most fulfilled person in the whole wide world.
And just to be clear, I would never jump out of an airplane without a parachute either.
Certainly not. Certainly not. That would be. I would check that 3 or 4. I would be the obsessive OCD guy. Are you sure it's on? Are you positive?
Mine wouldn't
it's on
open
me?
up and they'd say COVID got me.
I got Dennis Larson with regard to an unusual spate of magistrate reports. Somebody went totally Norwegian with bows and arrows. Did you? I mean, and I got to tell you, you'd normally any other day you'd go, wow, that's the craziest thing that we're going to see in the magistrate reports. But there were 2 or 3 other real crazy stories that were floating around in the magistrate reports yesterday, and one involving a guy whose name is Sirius.
Yeah.
More on that as the program continues. Brad talking about looking forward to seeing everybody Saturday. Dude, I thought that was a surprise. Oops. John Ray, tight to know online. Joel and tight to know saying Buenos Point Familia. Be safe, everybody. I got Greg Boz Knight there and Rico B saying his good mornings to one and all. Jose Tetpahago. All these CSEs and family violence going on, I feel, is related to the governor's mandates. I don't ever remember a time when we ever had a full spectrum of charges. Interesting, right, Jose? There's that. I think there's a lot of more people here that are suffering from mental health anxieties of one kind or another. And some of it might be, dude, it's just the age that we're living in. There's too many people here on Guam, and there's all these mandates, and we can't really see each other. Don't know what intentions are because I can't see, 2/3 of your face. And then there's the uncertainty about everything that is going out there. I was in a Facebook Messenger conversation with one of us yesterday, and she indicated that she had, and the closest way she could describe it is PTSD. As it gets closer to the end of the month, that the governor is going to be coming out with another, it's going to have to be a press conference, and there's going to be, the extension of the public health emergency, and who knows, will there be any additional restrictions? An announcement about maybe getting your kids vaccinated between 5 and 11, which for me, I'm having conversations with moms out there. Just leave that out for a second. And there are a significant number of the moms that I talked to that said, absolutely not. You're wondering what the question was. We'll just leave that out there as well. But with regards to vaccinating their kids between 5 and 11, the answer is, oh, hell no. So watch out for something like that if it does come down to it. And so people are just kind of, there's this uncertainty. When does it end? How will it end? How will we know when it ends? Car score today, Mata Silva Tyron.
17 point something.
There you go. Brad Wood, like I said, online here. There's Phil saying half a day to everybody. Good morning, Phil. Nice to have you there. Former Governor Carl T.C. Gutierrez online here this morning.
I'll bring it back.
He's gonna, He's gonna make it sunshiny at night in Tumon. They're working on, what is it, 2.5 miles to almost 3 miles worth of street lights that either need to be replaced or repaired or renewed or whatever it is that they're going to be doing
down there. It should look
down
like Vegas, man.
Right?
It should be booming. blaring,
They
hopping, hipping.
Kind of empty Vegas right now, but
Well, I know,
at least
man.
it'll be well lit. You'll be able to see. We'll be able to see how empty Tumon is these days with all of that. But when the tours come back, it should be brighter and safer for them. The question that I have though is, didn't we just do this? It seems to me I was down at there's a big stainless steel switch box that they have down in Tumon, right across from Proa. At Proa, right across from
It's
Proa.
like a staging area.
Well, it's a switch box. There's this little staging area there. I forget who owns it. Oh wait, actually, I think I do know who owns it. I think that's John Ananich's property.
Oh wow!
And he's the only one. You have to ask him. That's the butt you have to
Can I
kiss
put
if
my
you want to park
snowman
there
there?
when there's fireworks. But anyway, so there's a big switch thing, and it was a couple of years ago that then general manager Nate DeKnight and Milton Morinaga and I and a whole bunch of other people were standing around there, and it was like the least attended event. It was like me and two other guys from the media, and then these guys, because it was literally a switching of the light. You turn on.
Nice.
Here we go. Nate. Okay, 3, 2, 1, booger. And wow, the lights came on.
It's like when HBO came to Guam.
We spent $1 million to get this string of lights on. So I'm glad they're, have recognizing that there's other places that need the lights and are going to be working on that. Post Canteen online, and he agrees with me. Stuff in candy is an absolute myth. Joe D's online. Hopper Ron Castro, good to see you there. Buenos and half a day to Anna Marie. And there's, I feel bad because there's so many other names for whatever reason I don't generally see. But at the end of the live broadcast, I'll go back into Facebook, and it'll be one of those messages that says, "Oh, hey, insert name of Foxy Chick sent a Valentine-like or a thumbs up to the show," and I'm going, I didn't see that name in real time. What's going on, Joe? Are you watching to see who's commenting, etc.?
Yeah, some of these people are ghosting,
pretending to get work done in there. Ken Polino is there. Tony Uggan, you're not on the side. You're in the middle. Sarita Garin, good morning, Raymond, Joe, Jerry, and the beautiful listeners. The point, Rise and Shine. It's cohorts A today. So it is the smart kids.
You were right.
Yeah, we got it. The smart kids today. Joy Kitsu is online. Deanna Palmer, coffee tastes extra good this morning. Absolutely. Hi, everything. Colin Clark saying, good wet morning from down at the southern end of the Guam. Sarita says, I've got a beautiful daughter, Ray. Yeah, lucky kid. She takes after her mother. Same as Tattoo Shauna saying exactly the same thing. Tattoo, we've already talked about when she gets her first tattoo. I want it to be from you. Jerome saying nice things. And Trina says she's so grown and beautiful. Wasn't Miami like 2 years ago? It goes fast like that. Key Turner or K Turner. Right click says, good morning from beautiful Malolo. Eunice Mendiola, Ken Augustin online. I'm looking to see if I got a bunch of other new faces and new names. There's Billiam Cruz, Mark Cruz doing the wave here this morning. And there's a point here that Brad wants to make about bare-breasted women. Not this show. This is me trying to put some class back in the thing. Let me see. Jim Smith, a vaccine might give you a magnetic personality. Absolutely. Tattoo Shauna says, this is funny because we were asking our tattoo clients if we can stick magnets on them to test the theory. Yeah, go ahead. But see, and that's the thing. That's what I've heard is it's not that you're putting metal on it because it's magnetic, but if you put a magnet on it, it sticks because there's metal inside you. Get it?
Yeah.
Yes, I think they're getting the thing wrong. Are there any bare-breasted man boobies in the video? Real Joe can work on that for you. Alfred Wayne Cabo, KLB Gourmet online. There's Sandra Regis. Doña Mila Martinez is there, subbing for Jose, who will get on a little bit later on. Key Turner asking, for $5 million, would you skydive? Yeah.
Show me the plane now.
Yeah. Yeah, I
Show
do
me
it.
the plane.
Yeah. Well,
Two for one. Are we bargaining here?
Yeah. So I'd, frankly, I'd do it for half, but since you said 5, no problem. Green Arrow on Guam. Oh, my God, that's funny. Ryan Trent, you get the best view of your life, and if the chute don't open, you still get the best view of your life. That's my old joke about skydiving, is you pull the main cord, how long do you have before you pull the back up? The rest of your life is the punchline. Olivia Maria Fodzi Palacios is saying good morning to one and all. Lady D, like I said, something about sexual predators. Ismail is online. we're going to get serious now, right? I've spoken with medical personnel from all the medical facilities on island. They are absolutely opposed to vaccinating children under 12. Several of them, parents of children under 12, have stated that they will never submit their children to these vaccines till there is at least 5 years of research completed. All right, I'll give you that, but I'm going to raise you before we get into the next news break. I'll give you that, but I'll raise you. I've talked to a lot of people in medical profession as well, doctors, nurses, RNs, et cetera, and every single one of them has been critical of masks, but they still wear them. They've been critical of vaccines, but they still get them. You know, I get it. I'm hearing it. They go, oh, you shouldn't do that. You shouldn't do that. But at the end of the day, I think some of them are just as much, a bunch of prisoners as everybody else. There's at least one guy, and I will interview him from time to time, and he insists on wearing a mask. I'm like, why are you wearing a mask? He says, I got to. Right? Based on positions in the shop and all of this stuff. Well, I got to. So, yeah, I hear what you're saying. There's a lot of people that saying you shouldn't do this or we don't believe in that. But at the end of the day, you get some of these guys that for whatever reason have to bend over just like everybody else does. It's 6:36 in the morning in the Ray Gibson Show. Shall we continue with news and headlines? Afamana. What happened?
It was a busy weekend for Guam police with a number of arrests made in numerous cases. A 36-year-old man arrested after he allegedly sexually assaulted a woman at Ipao Beach. In another case, a 61-year-old man was shot twice by a bow and arrow. He's in ICU at Naval Hospital. And a 60-year-old woman was also injured after she was shot with a pellet gun. Police did make an arrest in each of those cases. Meanwhile, a 68-year-old man has become the island's latest COVID-related fatality. He's now the 223rd. The man was a patient at GRMC, was said to have been vaccinated but did have underlying health conditions. And there were 91 new cases of COVID-19 to date. There have been a total of 16,991 officially reported cases. The CAR score is 17.5. Also, the hospital has been offering free x-rays of candy, but this year, because of COVID, that service will not be available on Halloween. Those are your headlines right here on The Point.
I feel like such a hypocrite.
Really?
Yeah, because any other time I really don't care about the car score, but now that it's going down, I want to know what it is every day. Right? Because now it's going down. It was up and way up high. Even though we're not striving for 5 or dare to go to 2 or whatever, we're nothing like that. It's still going down, and I'm hoping that means that this idiotic surge thing is about done, and all of the things that don't work but they're going to claim do because the car score is going down might be lifted. We might get some of these restrictions lifted out from under us if the numbers move in the right direction. The other reason why I'm excited about the car score going down is because I took a look at the CDC website because I'm curious as to where we are in the ranking of between us and other countries. Oh look, we're number 4. Oh wait, 4 is bad.
All we do is win. Right?
We upgraded to 4. Is that the numbers? The number's been downgraded to 4, but 4 is higher than 1. So wouldn't that be better? I don't know. It's the way the crazy CDC does things. But there is still the warning out there that says you probably shouldn't ever go to Guam because you're likely to die, vaccinated or not. And what is it? Did we not? Is it me or is do we have to do this every day? Because yesterday it seemed to me that everything was moving in the direction that all the media was talking about was, hey, you know what? There's a whole lot of fat, unhealthy people here. Maybe that's why, vaccinated or not, people are still dying from COVID-19, all those underlying conditions. And now in today's newspaper, somebody found Dr. Wen yesterday, and now he wants to have a Guam-specific study because of the weird high case count and reduced vaccine protection. How? Read the article from yesterday's paper where Dr. Pabutsky and Dr. David said it's because of these comorbidities that we're seeing a lot of people succumbing to COVID-19, vaccinated or not. So it's like, well, we knew yesterday, and then you wake up this morning and go, oh, my God, I forgot. What was it? Fat, unhealthy people. It's a pandemic of fat, unhealthy people. And you know what? I just want to shout out to a couple of fat guys.
Oh, yeah.
I saw you on the road yesterday. One guy that was trying to kill himself jogging.
Okay, yeah.
Hey, keep it up, bro.
Respect, man.
Keep it up. Yeah,
Respect.
I'm right there with you. And then there was another fat guy on a bike.
Sweet.
And he was out there trying to get some exercise. And you know what? The next time I see him, he's going to be a skinny guy on a bike, and the other guy's going to be a skinny guy jogging. I guarantee that. You guys keep that stuff up because that's what you're going to need to get yourself away.
But skinny doesn't necessarily mean that you're healthy. Come on.
That's true. You could be tweaking.
Well, I mean, notwithstanding, the crystal methamphetamine.
Hey.
That'll help you lose weight. And teeth and friends and family. It's 20 away from 7. I'll be right back.
Everyone has a busy schedule these days, and sometimes we forget to schedule our routine dental checkup and cleaning. Don't neglect your dental health. Schedule one today with Dr. Robert Yang and his Smile team, conveniently located at the East West Business Center on Marine Drive, Upper Tumon. Call us today at 647-8702 or 3. Again, that's 647-8702 or 647-8703. We make smiles happen.
Come try Guam's original Chamorro restaurant with Pica's best 5 years running. Mezcla Chamorro Fusion Bistro. Experience Chef Peter's candied salmon over scallion coconut rice, octopus tinactac, Chamorro platter, and their award-winning gourmet hamburgers. Or if you're looking for something healthy, try their keto-friendly menu. Come and enjoy Mezcla's half-a-day service at their Hagåtña and Grand Plaza Tumon location. Call their Hagåtña location at 479-2652 for reservations.
Yeah, that's a good question. Is Joe Cruz related to Mark Cruz? You got any tuan in you?
Probably.
Could be some in there.
Yeah, deep
Yeah,
in
we
me.
bring up Mark Cruz because I was talking about that video with the women dropping metal things on their breasts.
Yeah.
He wants to see the video.
Sure, right away, Mark.
Forensic. He wants to
For
do
you,
It's a
Prim.
forensic thing. 6:41 in the morning. Who am I supposed to take care of this morning? Is it Take Care? Guys over at Take Care welcoming GovGuam employees and retirees back to the family here because they are now part of the health insurance. And you're going to love it there. And I'll bet you many of you have already been members of the Take Care family and going, wow, it's been a while. Do you guys still have the aquarium? Dude, they got better. They have TVs all over the place over at the Take Care place. And they got a whole other section. Did you know that? There's a whole dental wing that they've got on the back. They got a whole fitness center thing that they've got going on, like a fitness lounge and stuff. A great place to go see Nurse Jen. And what was the other thing I thought was pretty cool about it? They got one of those MRI deals in the back. So, the doctor says, boy, I'd sure love to be able to see inside your guts. They got a machine that will do that. It's like 64, 65 slices or something like that. And global network of partners to help you out as well at Take Care.
Guam Auto Spot has the best selection in Buick, GMC, Mitsubishi, and used cars like the 2021 Mitsubishi Mirage starting at $127 per paycheck. 0 down. Call 671-478-AUTO to take a test drive or get pre-approved online at guamautospot.com.
6:42, and the strangeness looks like it's alleviated a little bit. Not sure what was going on, but we saw an ugly line of traffic from Route 3. I mean, the very top of Route 3, all the way onto Marine Corps Drive in Upper Tumon. Most of that has gone away, but you're still going to see some of that backup on the north end at Route 3 coming out of Anderson Air Force Base. Something change up there? Is the gate closed? Did they forget? We can't find the key to the main gate of Anderson Air Force Base. Expect delays. Might also see a little bit of traffic at the intersections. Most of the island going to be suffering from slower traffic than usual because it's been raining since about 4 o'clock this morning. So watch out for that and drive to the conditions. It's 6:43. There's your right now traffic on the point.
Need to finish the job or start one the right way? Get the right stuff at East West Rental Center. You can switch to easy mode using industrial strength equipment. With years of experience helping builders, East West Rental gives you exactly what you need. Tools for landscaping, concrete, lifts, trucks, tables, tents, chairs, water blasters, excavators, forklifts, air compressors, and more. Call East West Rental Center at 646-1463 or visit them in Upper Tumon. Open Monday to Saturday from 7 to 5, Sundays 8 to 5.
Contact Express Financial for all your financial needs. Express Financial is consumer lending at its very best. They also have a host of dealer service programs with quick approvals. There are 3 ways to apply. Over the phone at 637-9834. You may visit their office in person at 600 Harmon Loop Road across the street from Costules. Or you can also visit their webpage and apply at myexpressfinancial.com. In most cases, you'll get your money the same day.
Portions of the program brought to you by the guys over at Applebee's. They've got a great $60 family platter combo. Boneless wings and mozzarella sticks get you started. Big house salad in there. And then we've got the different platters. Salmon Alfredo, pot roast, island pork chops, miso salmon, St. Louis rubs, and plenty more. And they can put that in a bag and make it to go. Because we're all getting used to that, aren't we? Tell you what, give them a ring, 648-2337. Ask them about the $60 family platters for your dinner time today.
Bringing you closer to the action. Any speaker, anytime. Watch and listen live on thepoint.gu.
Do I have sunrise pictures from Sarita? Yes, I do. Let me get some of these up on the screen so you can see what's going on. Western side of the island, most of the island has been, what's the word I'm looking for? Wet since the middle of the night. Sun's going to try to make it out through all of this. You can see the sheen on the roads here from people that are trying to drive around. And this, you might have heard, it was a quote that Daryl Taggarty made on the program yesterday. Scientists say the universe is made up of protons, neutrons, and electrons, but they forgot to mention morons.
Way to go, Brandon.
6:45 in the morning. Let's go, Brandon. Oh, my God. Did you see where Canada, I guess the government of Canada, I didn't print out the picture, but apparently you're not allowed to say let's go, Brandon, in Canada.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and don't ask me why. It's
Move
not
over
like,
there.
It's not like Biden's the president of Canada or anything like that. I guess, they just don't want to show any disrespect to Joe Biden. And normally, don't make a plug for rap music, but I saw this video, and apparently it's like one of the #1 songs on Apple. But I don't know which version of Apple Music it's on. And it was a guy that did a piece of video. It's not very long, but it's a piece of video where basically they go from "Let's Go Brandon" to the original phrase. They go back and forth and run them and
nice.
Yeah, they put some kind of deep, nasty, funky beat behind it, and it's really not so bad. There's another video I got from Lee Weber this morning, and I don't know how much trouble I'll get by playing it, but they have taken the theme from the Beverly Hillbillies and applied Joe Biden style lyrics to all of that. But the thing is, it actually goes longer than the actual theme song to the Beverly Hillbillies because, well, Joe Biden, after 47 years of as they say in the lyrics, signing the checks on the back but never on the front is how we define who the producers are in the world. It's 6:47 in the morning. 888-825-888-TALK as we make our way through the table of contents here today. And as Mata pointing out in both of the newscasts this morning, just the crazy spectrum of criminal sexual conduct and we got family violence all over the place up in here. And I think there needs to be a long, loving look at the state of mental health here on Guam with the COVID-19. I know a lot of people have different coping factors. As an example, I mean, never mind, notwithstanding the fact that I can't get in anywhere, my choice. Because I'm unvaccinated and look like I'm going to be for a while. Notwithstanding that, but my life now has turned into one long coping event. I get to work in the morning. I love it here, and go home and grab a nap, and then I'll take care of some work in the afternoon, and it'll get to be about 4:30, 5 o'clock in the afternoon. I start to go, okay, where to next? What am I going to do to fill the time from now until I go to sleep? Now you could sit around and just fret about the state of the world. I prefer to, if I'm going to fret about the state of the world, I'm going to do it at the beach with a beer. And you know what? That works for me as a coping mechanism. But not everybody has the same luxury of being able to get out of the house and go and grab a six-pack and go and enjoy, people walking around in bikinis. You want my life. I know. But having said that, because there's people who are stuck. They're just stuck. I got no money, can't go anyplace. There's one ride in the house, and my meth head boyfriend takes it to whatever he considers to be the job for today, comes home and gets ticked off because the meth didn't tweak him right, and takes it out on me. There's a story this morning about a woman, 7 kids in the house. No cable TV. 7 kids in the house, and was in fear for her. She was defending herself with a wire hanger before she was able to, I think, get everybody backed into at least one room and call the cops. You got another story about a guy went after somebody, and this just sounds like one of those cases where, yeah, this has been turning around in my head. That guy that was doing me a favor by bush cutting over there. He's been stalking me. He's been trying to rob me. And so he goes in a container, grabs bow and arrow, and puts a couple of them, like Robin Hood.
Whoa.
Oh, my God. And he's already been in trouble with the law. Not supposed to have any deadly weapons. And maybe he was thinking, well, deadly weapons equals gun. Didn't realize that a deadly weapon is also a machete, also a butcher knife, also a hammer, and also, incidentally, a bow and arrow. That's how they used to kill people before we had guns. Was they had bow and arrows. I was watching The Gladiator. There's a whole bunch of bow and arrows, not one gun in the entire movie.
Period, correct.
That would have worked
Wow.
out. That would have worked out different for the guy, right? What's his name? Remus? Festus?
Oh, yeah, Maximus.
Maximus.
Yeah.
That would have worked out differently if he had been the one guy with a gun. Know what I mean? But anyway, so there we go into just the strange thing, and then we've got the guy where the woman wakes up and the cops show up, and he's got his fingers in this woman's mouth. There's just some strangeness that's going on here, and I don't know that we've got enough police, and I don't know that we've got enough courts, and I don't know, and I know for sure that we don't have enough practicing professionals to deal with all of the instability that is going on around these days because of all of the instability that is going on these days. If you know somebody that has got that, then do me a favor: is sit down with them every once in a while. Sit down with them. You never know what kind of emotional distress somebody might be going through that you can't see. So if you get a chance, just go, hey, Joe, what the hell is it with you anyway? And you'd be surprised what kind of answers that you get. And some people, they just need to talk it out and then maybe join you for a round or two if they buy.
Lonely.
What's that?
Lonely, Ray.
Ruckus.
Okay.
You got the ruckus, and you have your bike friends.
All right.
Okay?
They're all right.
It's 6:51. Here's a story I was telling you about earlier, and it comes to me. It's Pick on Hawaii Day.
Oh,
It's Tuesday.
Nice, brother.
It's Tuesday. Hawaii Free Press reporting COVID shutdowns boost Hawaii youth obesity rates. What? It's true.
Isla de Hosbook.
Newest data shows 1 in 6 youth have obesity nationwide. This is and in Hawaii and in particular, they were looking at the Hawaii numbers. 15.5% of kids ages 10 to 17 have obesity, giving Hawaii a ranking of 25 among the 50 states in D.C. Now, here's the thing. This is a crazy thing. Is these guys in Hawaii generally do pretty good when it comes to weight. You get older, Hawaii is actually a pretty friendly place for athletics. A lot of sports teams, lots of public courts, places that you can go. I mean, running up and down Wiki Wacky and H1, you can do that kind of thing. So fairly healthy. I mean, good swimming and the water's air conditioning. Surfing, brother.
Beautiful weather.
Safe, except when it rains.
Oh, yeah.
But it's like, it's not annoying. It's kind of a nuisance rain. It's not like rain here. When it rains on Guam, it rains. You know it. In Hawaii, you're like, I see a rainbow. Might be raining. 1 in 6 people nationwide, 16.2% of youth ages 10 to 17 have obesity. The data reveals sharp disparities with the highest obesity rates among, are you ready for this now, youth of color and youth from households with low income. So, that's the thing is you get we're not, going crazy trying to put together great healthful meals for the kids, despite the fact that we've got thousands of dollars coming in every month in the Quest program and the SNAP program. A lot of that stuff might be going to buy, processed food and heavy sugar foods, lots of carb foods, etc. They are included in a new report released from the Robert Wood Johnson Foundation, From Crisis to Opportunity, Reforming Our Nation's Policies to Help All Children Grow Up Healthy. Now you're going, okay, well, we've had fat kids before. What is this thing about COVID-19 that you were sharing with us? The COVID pandemic, according to the report, has worsened risk factors for childhood obesity, causing already high obesity rates to increase. There's a lady with a last name and then followed by MD, MS, FAAP, medical director of the American Academy of Pediatrics for Healthy Childhood Weight. Quote, economic stressors, food insecurity, less consistent access to healthy meals at school, combined with increased sedentary time, sleep dysregulation. How many of you, moms and dads of kids between about 10 and 17, you go to bed and maybe the kids are going to go to bed, 9, 10 o'clock at night. How many of them are on their phones with their friends until 3 o'clock in the morning and then completely useless the next day? They've got a lot of reduced physical activity. Social isolation have made it harder for families to stay healthy. The challenge compounded by the fact that many of the consequences of obesity, breathing problems, high blood pressure, and diabetes increase the risk of serious COVID-19 disease. As we look out now and beyond the pandemic, we must create environments that support children and families in sustaining healthy lifestyles. And that goes along with everything that we've been saying here over the last bunch of months as it's become clear the pandemic of the vaccinated or the pandemic of the unvaccinated, all of that is just political buzzwords. They're bumper stickers, if you will. The real problem that we've got is that this is an unhealthy town. It was an unhealthy town during the pandemic. I thought it was a miracle that we made it through the big first surge without losing as many people to the underlying comorbidities, considering we know that we've got them. Delta has not been as kind to us, and that's where I think we've got another one of these issues. So ponder, and maybe you could take a look at your own personal circumstances, or maybe somebody in the physician's advisory group that might put the word out and say, yeah, here's one of the things that we ought to do. $500 million plus. And we still haven't figured out how we're going to get around. We got to wait for more assessments of the swimming pool in Agana or up in Dededo. Maybe we ought to just hire somebody and give them some money and just say, get it done. Try not to spend too much of it, because I don't know that we can be spendthrifts when it comes to and you take a look at it. There's a lot of people with millions. That's the big story in today's Guam Daily Post. Sorry, just distracted myself because I think it's interesting. Millionaires in Gov Guam nearly double. And it goes on to talk about how people like the University of Guam's president, Tom Kreis's estimated net worth reached $9.5 million in 2020, and that is up from $9.38 million from his 2000 and from his last report that had come out. Governor Lou Leon Guerrero comes in at number 2. You tell me the guy that runs the University of Guam is worth more than the governor of Guam? Maybe he should run things for a little bit. Better with dough. At any rate, Governor Lulian Guerrero holds the second spot, $4.46 million in net worth, 4% increase from $4.28 million back in 2019, according to the filings that they've got there. There's a whole bunch of other names that you're going to see in all of this, and you might be going, oh. That's what happens. You get into government of Guam, and all of a sudden you start. If you're a millionaire, you'll make more millions. If you're 100,000aire, maybe you can make your way to a millionaire after you're working in the government of Guam. I don't know about that. I mean, my God, Lulian Guerrero had plenty of money before she became the governor of Guam. It's possible that Tom Kreis also had a whole bunch more money before he came to Guam, and the list goes on and on and on. And maybe it's inheritances. I don't know. You sold some land. But I know what everybody's going to go. Working in the government of Guam, and you get it's all bribes and kickbacks, baby. That's where you're getting all that money from. I don't know about that. I wished. There's a part of me that says, you know what, guys, we need to take a look. Is it possible that there are more millionaires in the private sector as well? Not everybody has done bad during COVID-19, and there's some businesses that have managed to remain in business, take advantage of some liquidity, buy new opportunities, maybe buy up their competitors, and increase their value to their shareholders in a deal, and earning a couple more dollars to boot. I can tell you who's was not become right here. I did not, in the last 365 days, become a millionaire. I tried. I really did. I'd sit in there.
Way to go, man.
I'd sit at my desk after I get off the air and go, oh, still not a millionaire.
Maximum effort.
But it just didn't happen. You know why? Because things cost money. All of this stuff. I think even if I stopped spending every penny I make, I'd still not be a millionaire. Poor career choice, right? But the rest of it is even if I wanted to, even if it was $1 million, I still wouldn't be able to bank any of that because I've got expensive tastes. I like to pay retail for stuff, and some of the retail that I'm buying these days include gasoline for the car, beer, and groceries. I don't get that Quest card. I don't get that Snap card. So I got the price that is they charge you for a steak and a pound of chicken.
Yeah.
And I actually have to pay for that. It's not like I can put it on a card that the American taxpayers are paying for. So I don't know. Then there's the gasoline, as I was saying, in the car. Our friend Colin is doing some gasoline buying today and sent me a picture of what it looks like on base. If you were going to buy a gallon of gasoline on base, it is now $3.33.9 for a gallon of that. Mine's $4.95. It's 7 on the point.
The White House drumbeat continues. Elisa Brady, Fox News. The president and vice president back on the road this week trying to rally support for an agenda that's stuck in Congress in a debate over spending levels. This as the president ramps up his meetings with lawmakers.
2 meetings are planned at the White House tomorrow, one with moderates and one with progressives, as Democrats wrestle over the size and scope of a social spending measure prioritized by President Biden.
We're encouraged by the accelerated pace of talks and are eager to get this done.
White House Press Secretary Jen Psaki says she is not announcing any new deadlines on a deal leading Democrats want settled by the end of this month.
We are at a point where we feel an urgency to move things forward, and the pickup of meetings is a reflection of that.
A final package will be smaller than the $3.5 trillion Build Back Better plan initially proposed. Jared Halpern, Fox News.
Just getting word, former President Trump is suing the special House committee that's investigating the Capitol riot. In court documents, he's arguing that documents sought by the panel are protected by executive privilege and that the requests are illegal, unfounded, and overbroad. The White House says it doesn't want competition with China to turn into conflict after a report that China denies that it tested a hypersonic missile.
Hypersonic missiles are different than ballistic missiles in the fact that they travel 5 times the speed of sound. They're incredibly fast, also incredibly difficult to detect. You can also maneuver these missiles. That's what makes them much more advanced than the traditional ballistic missiles. We know that according to the Financial Times, they put out a report late Saturday saying that China tested a nuclear-capable hypersonic missile 2 months ago in August. The report goes on to say U.S. intelligence officials were completely caught off guard.
Fox's David Spunt, U.S. intelligence officials are not commenting on that report. America is listening to Fox News.
Half a day, this is Honey. Here at APL, our expertise and extensive network can help you grow your business and reach out to more global markets. As a responsible carrier, APL is also committed to a sustainable future, whether it's protecting the environment or investing our efforts in giving back to the community. Our dedicated teams in Guam, Saipan, and on U.S. mainland are here to support you. Call 588-4651 or visit apl.com.
There's so much that's new with the Eat Fresh, Refresh at Subway restaurants that we can't possibly fit it all into one radio spot, but I'm gonna try. There are amazing new toppings like hickory smoked bacon, bacon and smashed avocado. Try your favorite sub on the new breads like the hearty multigrain wheat or the artisan Italian white bread. Not to mention Subway's thicker, juicier steak. That's all I have time for. You gotta refresh to be fresh. Only at Subway.
During a White House event honoring teachers, President Biden also paying tribute to Colin Powell, who made history as the first black person to hold several U.S. posts, including Joint Chiefs Chair and Secretary of State. Powell died this morning after complications with a breakthrough COVID infection.
This is the guy who we talk about, who had teachers who looked at this African-American kid and said, you can do anything. So all I want to say to you, really, is don't underestimate what you do.
The president releasing a statement earlier in the day calling Powell a dear friend and a patriot of unmatched honor and dignity. The sentencing for a congressman's friend is pushed back until next year. Joel Greenberg was supposed to learn his fate next month after pleading guilty to sex trafficking and other charges, but the defense requested a delay so the former local tax collector can continue cooperating with federal authorities. And prosecutors didn't object, so today a federal judge in Florida agreed to postpone sentencing until March. Florida Republican Congressman Matt Gaetz was not mentioned in Greenberg's plea deal, but Greenberg's cooperation could play a role in an ongoing investigation into Gaetz. A restaurant chain's uniform change is causing controversy.
Hooters of America says it will make its latest shorts optional for employees following an uproar from workers who say they're too revealing. Viral TikTok videos show servers at the restaurant chain comparing the shorts to underwear, calling them too skimpy or degrading. A rep for the chain says, as we continue to listen and update the image of the Hooters girls, we are clarifying that they have the option to choose from traditional uniforms or the new ones, adding they can determine which style of shorts best fits their body style and personal image.
Fox's Kristen Goodwin. Mixed finish on Wall Street. The Dow dropped 36 points. I'm Lisa Brady, Fox News.
Tunay na kaibigan at handa para sa inyo. Ang bangko ng kinabukasan, laging maaasahan. And Pacific, where others put branches, we place roots.
Over the past 5 years, confidential data and network breaches have doubled for small and large businesses, resulting in huge financial loss. At GTA, our multi-threat security bundle is a cost-effective solution monitored by our team of experts, ready to detect known malware and stop new evolving cyber threats before entering your network.
Protect your business with confidence and call 671-644-1000 or visit gta.net/enterprise. GTA, we start with you.
JV International Safety Equipment has it all for you. Fall protection, rain gear, traffic signs, speed bumps, custom signs and banners, PPEs, fire extinguishers, plus more. Check them out on Facebook at JV International Safety Equipment Company or visit their website, www.jvisec.com. JV International Safety Equipment, Guam's leader in occupational and environmental safety equipment. Call 688-9524. JV International Safety Equipment, located in Harmon Industrial Park.
Off a day, it's 7:06. I'm Ana Silva Tyron with a look at your local news on the point. A 68-year-old man has become the island's latest COVID-related fatality. He is the 223rd. The man was a patient at the Guam Regional Medical Center and was said to have had underlying health conditions. He was also said to be vaccinated. Meanwhile, there were 91 new cases added to the case count out of 200 people who were tested the day before yesterday. There have now been 16,991 officially reported cases. The CAR score this morning is at 17.5. Meanwhile, none of the schools have been closed as a result, but more students are being reported to have tested positive for COVID-19 in the public and private schools. DOE reporting 4 students, while the Catholic schools confirm another 8. COVID-19 vaccine boosters continue to be offered by the village mayors in partnership with Public Health. Today, they'll be at the Agate Gym from 8:30 until 1:30. Tomorrow, they will be at the Inarajan Mayor's office. Booster shots are available also at the University of Guam Fieldhouse. These boosters for anyone who is 65 and up, 18 with medical conditions, as well as frontliners. The vaccination clinics also at the University of Guam Fieldhouse, but will also be available at the Port Authority of Guam for port employees. Boosters will also be available there for eligible port employees. That will be all day long at the port clinic. $4 million marked by the Department of Interior for insular areas. This for brown tree snake control. Interior also plugging an additional $1.7 million for the purpose of controlling and mitigating other invasive species besides the brown tree snake. Aside from the brown tree snake eradication program, the money, they say, will go toward the eradication of the coconut rhinoceros beetle. The University of Guam will get over $800,000 to begin an invasive species detector dog pilot program to include detection of the coconut rhinoceros beetle. The trial for the former Gura attorney has been delayed. Another case affected by the potential COVID exposure. Mark Smith charged with wire fraud and money laundering in connection with rental payments he received for Section 8 housing while he was the attorney of Gura. His trial was expected to start today. However, his defense attorney says Smith was potentially exposed to COVID-19. The court granted the delay as he and the defense team all undergo testing. Well, more news right after this.
Start your day with Burger King's new Breakfast Bacon King. Wow, crispy bacon and sausage, eggs and American cheese with a buttery maple spread on a warm brioche bun. Top this off with our crispy hash browns in a hot brewed cafe. Treat yourself like the king you are. Enjoy the new Breakfast Bacon King, served every day during breakfast hours, 6:30 to 10:30. Please wear your mask and practice social distancing. BK Tumon Bay, Agutnia, Micronesia Mall, and the airport. BK your way.
It was a busy weekend for Guam police with a number of arrests that were made in numerous cases. A 36-year-old man arrested after he allegedly sexually assaulted a woman at Ipao Beach. In another case, a 61-year-old man was shot twice by a bow and arrow. He remains in intensive care at Naval Hospital. And a 60-year-old woman was also injured after she was shot with a pellet gun. Police made an arrest in each of those cases. And Guam Academy Charter CEO Judy Wampat has confirmed that she will be stepping down. Wampat is the former Speaker of the Guam Legislature, has been heading the Academy for the last 3 years. On KUAM, she confirmed that she is resigning for personal reasons. Her last day will be on November 3rd. And island residents are encouraged to participate in the world's largest earthquake drill. It'll be on October 21st, exactly at 10:21 a.m., On that date, participants will practice their earthquake response procedure, drop cover, and hold on. You can register on the Homeland Security website or go to www.shakeout.org/Guam. Those are your headlines right here on The Point.
Isn't there somewhere a picture of Lulian Guerrero hiding under a desk or under a desk for that, and then somebody captioned that Troy's outside. Troy is outside. Who's got a copy of that? Somewhere out there, somebody's got a copy of it. Why don't you go ahead and send that in? Oh, wait, the meme machine's not online. So but if you know my WhatsApp, go ahead and send it to me there because it'll be funny to play again. 7:11 in the morning. All right, some weather today. All right, mostly cloudy, scattered showers and isolated thunderstorms in the forecast. A lot of junk out in the neighborhood here. Let me get this up on the screen so you can see what the weather guys are looking at. Mostly cloudy, scattered showers, and maybe on some thunderstorms. Light easterly winds, 10 miles an hour in the morning, becoming light and variable in the evening. Over the next couple of days, mostly cloudy, scattered showers going to stay with us because you can see all of the junk that we've got moving in on the eastern side. All of that stuff is eventually going to find its way out to here. Maybe some dry skies. So catch them while you can. And there's just so much high altitude junk up there, so I'm not sure if you're going to be able to actually see the sun for a while. So as I said, take advantage of whatever you got when you can. My problem is it's been raining so much and not sunny enough. It's hard to find time to mow the yard. Have you noticed that that as well with mowers or bush cutters or whatever? And that's our excuse for being lazy. It's the weather. So I don't want to. I'm like Southwestern. I can't fly when the weather's bad. It's 7:12 in the morning. Sunrise this morning was at 6:12. The sunset tonight is going to be early, 5:59, and again, that's going to put you in a weird kind of sleep deprivation, whatever thing, because you're going to be going. It's dark outside. Might as well go to bed now. And you look at your watch. It's 7:45, but you're still sleepy. You sort that all out. It's been good for me because my watch keeps track of my sleep hours, and for the most part, I have been getting hey, congratulations, you're getting your 7 hours of sleep. Good for you. Nice. Thank you for the late sunrises and early sunsets. 7:13 in the morning. Be right back.
Do you have arm or hand pain that prevents a good night's sleep? Or do you drop things or have difficulty in holding or doing your usual daily activities? Then have Dr. Jerome Landstrom, a board-certified hand surgeon and combat veteran with over 25 years of experience in diagnosing and treating upper extremity and hand problems. Let him provide care to you and your loved ones. Call 671-646-HAND for an appointment and visit his website at www.pacifichandsurgery.com.
Choosing health insurance for my family is difficult. I need to know our health insurance will protect us now and in the future. Take Care members have access to the island's largest offering of free fitness classes and health education programs, and a high-quality credentialed network of on- and off-island healthcare providers, including the convenient one-stop FHP Health Center and urgent care. My family choose Take Care. Your family should also consider choosing Take Care. Call 671-647-3526 for more information. Take Care, our island, your health plan.
It's In My Head, 7:13 in the morning. Portions of the program brought to you by the guys over at Longhorn, which is now generic for steak on Guam. Somebody says, "Hey, let's go eat steak." You just automatically get the car and plug in the GPS thing for Longhorn. That's where you're going to be going for just an incredible array of steak and beef items. All of your favorites. You like the fillets? They got the fillets. You got the T-bones? They got the T-bones over there. And you're going to love the prices as well. You're also going to fall in love with the great sides that they have. Parmesan cheese. They got their own kind of in-house Denancy grilled mushrooms and so much more. You get the grilled mushrooms, and that takes on the flavor of a little bit of whatever you're serving it with. So have some of that with your favorite steak. Maybe it's the Longhorn. Maybe it's the ribeye. Maybe it's the fire-grilled T-bone. Get your reservations on and give them a ring. You can find out everything you need to know right here on Facebook. Do that after the show. Longhorn Steakhouse Guam on Facebook is where you will find them and that great menu.
Rediscover Talk Radio here. Your FM News Talk Superstation. This is The Point.
All right, 7:15 coming up. We'll see if we can hear from my cousin / uncle Mike Benito from Payless Supermarkets on some of the issues and find out how they are doing with these supply chain issues. So we are out here for the most part at the edge, if you will, of at the end of the supply chain, and things that come from the United States may have issues getting on containers and on the ships that are bound for Guam. Then you got the other problem where you got things that are from outside of the United States that have to get there first before they get sent back to Guam. Some of those items, and we'll talk about that and the impact. Also, see if we can if we got some time between here and Jerry Roberts doing the Extra Point, some time to take a look at what's happening on the markets. In the meantime, quarter after. Hey, Mana, it's our cousin / uncle Mike Benito on the phone.
Hey, I was just there yesterday.
Good morning. Good
morning.
Okay, so let me start with this question because I'm not entirely sure how it works. But if I bring in 10 bags, whether I use all 10 bags or not, do I still get the credit for bringing in the 10 bags? This is like, what, 50 cents?
Pressure. No. Only when you use them.
Okay, so so I can bring in 10 really small bags.
Yeah, you're going to make it difficult for us, huh?
Well, I'm trying to do what I can for the environment. All right.
You know, people got to remember that law's coming up pretty quick. Right around the corner.
Dude,
no more plastic bags.
Miguel, I'm prepped. I am prepped. I've got the closet by the door of the house, and I've had different kinds of bags. I've got different bag strategies, and now I've got a bunch of those the foodie shell bags that they were giving away for a while. I've got a whole bunch of those in the car, and those will handle one item per bag. So yeah, I might take advantage of that. But I also got the bigger Payless bags and stuff like that in the house in preparation for when that new law is going to be taking effect. 7/17. I've also got some paper bags if you want. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, that'll work too.
You need some? I've got.
Anything to use so you reuse it, no problem.
I got you. I iron them so that they look just like they did when I got them in the store. 7:17. All right. So from Payless, I got Mike on the line, and there are more and more stories coming out about how difficult things are getting to be. And even though they've got a couple of the ports on the West Coast that are cranking 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, it highlighting, if you will, some of the other major problems with transportation in the United States. To what degree are those stateside problems affecting what we've got on the shelves at the Paylesses on Guam?
A little bit. I mean, Matson has their own port on the West Coast, so we're not. When you're seeing those ships backed up in ports, it's not affecting Matson as much. So they've been pretty good. We have seen some intermodal trucking issues where we've actually missed cutoffs, so our truckers haven't been able to bring the product into the gates on a timely fashion, but very rare. so far so good. Our issues are mainly from our suppliers. I think you've seen some empty shelves here and there. Pre-pandemic, our suppliers were running like 95, 97% fill rates.
Mm-hmm.
Now, ever since this pandemic started, it's sometimes as low as 50, but our average now is 75 to 80% fill rates. So, we're having some issues with certain items here and there, but for most part, the product is coming in pretty regularly. This week we had a tremendous amount of containers.
Well, what is shocking to a lot of people, if you weren't paying much attention pre-pandemic, and all of a sudden you're trying to buy steaks, even short ribs. There has been some upward changes to the prices on some of those beef commodities. Is it only beef? Or are you seeing the same thing going up at the same rate when it comes to chicken and pork? And fish.
No, we've seen chicken and pork have also been driven up. A lot of the chicken, a lot of processed chicken parts have when you start talking about the IQF bags and things of that sort, those things have gone up. But beef prices in particular have been pretty high. You're talking about costs edging close to $10 per pound for things like for short ribs and oxtails. You would never have paid that kind of money before, but that's what it's costing these days.
Well, and now the guy I'm talking to is a graduate of one of the meat companies premier meat companies on Guam. This guy used to work at Pedro's and knows a thing or two from the back room, from the butcher room to the front about what the cost of meat is and what the good pieces are and what I don't want to say refuse pieces, but there were things you go somebody will eventually buy that so we'll cut it up and put it into a package and a lot of those items, even those items. Are fetching higher prices these days.
Oh man, you're going pretty far back, but those are the days when short ribs, oxtails, flank steaks, skirt, those things were cheap.
Yeah,
those items are a premium nowadays.
And it goes right on up the scale to the finer cuts of meat. Now it's not a plug, but it'll sound like one. There's a Pick 6 or Pick 3 program that you guys are doing over at Pick 5?
Pick 5.
Pick 5. Okay, how's that work?
Well, basically, you have 5. You can pick of anybody that's labeled in the Pick 5. You can buy any 5 for $19.99. So it has a different price on it, but when you bring them all together, it'll be $19.99 for the 5 packages.
Okay, so you just got to look for the sticker that says that this is part of the deal.
Yeah, you can't miss it. They're bright orange stickers. Bright orange, red stickers. So, yeah, it's Pick 5. Pick any 5, and it's $19.99. So
I was talking with my friend Charlie Hermosa from over at APL about things that he is stocking up on, and he says bacon and toilet paper. What is it in the game that you're going by as you leave the store at night going, oh, yeah, let me get some of those before they get sold out?
Well, it depends on what you hear, right? I've heard that, like, for instance, Kellogg's cereal, it wasn't even a labor shortage. They actually had a big strike in one of their factories. So, cereals, there might be a lot of pressures on the Post and the General Mills and all the other stuff. So you hear things like that. You may want to you might want to up your par levels on some of those things. I'm still one of those fans of 11 o'clock at night, Frosted Flakes cereal at night. But other than that, you're going to get, in all seriousness, Ray, you're going to get little pockets of things that run out. And it could be anything from pet foods to toilet papers to things like bacon and things like that. But I don't think you're going to see this long, extended out of stocks on any one of those categories. So if it's not there for 1 week, it's more than likely going to be there.
I'm hearing what's coming out of Washington and the global conversation about transportation difficulties, and much of it brought on by COVID-19 shuts down that occurred from their labor issues, even past that. And then we've got infrastructure issues that need attention to this as well. In the grocery sector that you guys are in right now, what kind of things are you hearing? Is there going to be an end to this anytime soon? Or does this feel like the return of tourism on Guam?
Yeah, it's dragging out there. I haven't heard one definitive answer that says by February of next year, by March of next year, this is all going to be over. You think that we're getting close, and then something else happens. No. And we find ourselves in the same situation, if not even in a worse situation down the road. I'm hoping that things get better. We have seen consistent bill rates, still lower than what we're used to, but at least it has been consistent. So I'm optimistic. I think we're going to be fine, but we just gotta continue to push on and stock up where it's necessary.
Dude, you were out of garlic last week, man. What happened? I was like, I have to go 4 Paylesses.
Hey, talk about there's another one. Sheet garlic is like three some a pound. I mean, it's crazy.
It grows in the dirt, for heaven's sakes. Where Mana's family is from, Atwater, Merced, California. Right around the corner is Gilroy, and Gilroy is the garlic capital of the world, and it's right there in California. Shouldn't have a problem getting it out here. Are there other regional players that we can look at? I might have asked this question before, but you got all of Asia, which is a little bit closer to us, and maybe what we would spend, the extra that we'd spend in air freight, we could make up by just having some of the materials in the store. Can we go out to Asia? Can we go down to Australia? Are there places in the region where you might be able to source some goods and augment Payless supplies that way?
We are. We try to pull some stuff from Australia. We bought some meat, some full loads of meat, from Australia. We brought back New Zealand cuts, but even them, they're short supplied. In the Philippines, we were the largest importer of fresh PI seafood, but you still have issues with air freight coming out of the Philippines. So we brought some product in from Korea. We brought some product in from Australia, New Zealand. But even them, they're struggling with a worldwide demand. Gone are the days when you have that big price spread between New Zealand priced meat and U.S. priced meat. Their product they're saying no, this is what it costs. You can buy it or move on. It's a strange kind of world that we live in here. Near term, we've got Halloween coming up at the end of the month, and for Thanksgiving, do I make my reservations? Do I give you my gold card number now for the 20-pound turkey? Oh no, we're good. We're good. We're going to have some real fun promotions for turkeys. We actually we saw that one coming, so we stored a lot of product. We pre-purchased a lot of products stored in the States. So I got it all. I got the tomahawk steaks. I got rib roasts. I got hams. I got turkeys. You'll be good.
Okay, so here's somebody that's posted it.
You can if you want.
I don't know if I'll be good because it sounds like Ray's cooking the turkey this year.
Well, I don't know. It's
gonna be dry.
But hey, listen, that's what the gravy's for. Bill saying, I heard that there are some butchers that are told not to trim the excess fat on their frozen meat products to the pound, so that it's marked up by the pound. Like I said, you used to work in the butcher shop over at Pedro's when we were kids. So I was goofing off in high school. This guy actually had a real job. So what is there like a margin of how much fat you can include on some of that meat?
Yeah, we try to keep it at about a quarter inch off a bark on top of the meat. It's interesting, Bill, that you mentioned that. We've actually been told by a lot of our customers that we take too much fat off off some of our steaks. No, I'm serious. If you remember a top sirloin in the past, they would have a little bit of that bark on it, and but now it's pretty much all meat. But no, we're not trying to keep too much fat off there, and if you'd like us to trim it up, we'll be happy to do so.
As is the case. Press the button and see how it goes. Cuz I appreciate you taking some time out this morning. It doesn't sound like it's as disastrous as some people are making out, and there's a possibility me and my about 18 bags from the foodie shell are going to come in and do some shopping today.
Yeah, you might run out of truffle sauce here and there, but we should be fine.
You know what? As long as you got Tabasco and the Pinoy sauce.
Yeah, we'll be good.
That's all God needs. 7:27 in the morning. I'll talk to you pretty soon. Mike Benito from the Payless Shops. Jerry Roberts and the Extra Point in just a second. And a reminder, it's Tuesday, so you get double Jerry Roberts today. The 7 people that you need around you is the Work Zone editorial that you'll find in the Guam Daily Post. And right down there at the bottom of it, there's a 7 and then A, which is always have Ray Gibson around you where you can.
I'm going to add a B to that.
That might not have made it all the way into the editorial.
Did you see the A? Did you see the B? The B is for Benito. I want Mike Benito there, too.
Okay. The critic, the cheerleader, the foil, the safe haven colleague, the lifer, the distance colleague, and fresh eyes. 7 people you want in your corner. For details on that, Jerry Roberts in the Extra Point. The Work Zone in today's Guam Daily Post. Right now we got time to get into the Extra Point, so let's do it. Hit some home runs there, Jer.
Try.
All right, brought to you by Guahan Insurance Services and the team at First Hawaiian Bank.
It's a beautiful thing when you see it, but it's lacking in so many organizations. We'll find out what it is next on The Extra Point.
Raise your glasses for a toast because First Hawaiian Bank now turns your meals into a reason to celebrate. Every dollar you spend on dining purchases, including fast food, earns you up to 3 times United miles. Simply use your First Hawaiian Bank United credit card and start reaping the most rewarding credit card experience on island. Terms and restrictions apply. Don't have a First Hawaiian Bank credit card? Visit any branch or FHB.com to apply today. With First Hawaiian Bank, it all starts with yes.
When's the last time you looked at your homeowner's insurance?
A homeowner's policy protects much more than just your house. It also protects you against claims from someone being hurt on your property. If a visitor is injured at your place, how much are you covered for? The smart thing to do is get the answer today.
That's the Insurance Extra Point. Get out there and make something good happen today by calling Guahan Insurance Services at 475-1162 or visit us at the Camacho Landmark Center in Tamuning.
Margie was in the 4th grade, and she wasn't the best student. She was a good student with a firm foundation of the basics of reading, writing, and arithmetic, something they used to call the 3 R's. Her teacher could always count on Margie's hand being raised when she asked a question. It turned out that Margie's mother had told her that she didn't have to give a perfect answer in order to answer, that it was fine to just give the best answer she could, and that it was very important to participate in class. Margie wasn't the best athlete, but she knew how to play games, and she performed pretty well. She tried her hardest during the games, even though she wasn't the best player. She was always one of the first chosen to be on a team. Margie wasn't the best artist, but she liked painting. She wasn't the best musician, but she could play songs on her guitar. In truth, Margie wasn't the best at anything, but she exhibited talent in many things. However, she had amazing confidence in her abilities. She believed she could do everything. Her art teacher once commented to the other teachers that Margie must be the most confident 4th grader in the world. It was the art teacher who once said to her students, "Okay, class, for the next hour, you can paint or draw or paper mache or finger paint, that is, anything you want." Margie put her hand in the air and said, "Can I draw a picture of God?" The teacher said, "Well, sure you can, but, nobody quite knows what God looks like." The world's most confident 4th grader responded, "Well, they will when I'm done." It wasn't arrogance, because this wasn't an arrogant kid. She just believed in herself. In 25 years of training in numerous organizations, working with thousands of workers, I've seen too little of the confidence displayed by that 4th grader. I've seen too many workers who are tentative and unwilling or afraid to take chances. I've had too many managers and business owners tell me that workers don't step up and take charge. They don't know what holds them back. Is it lack of talent, lack of confidence, or lack of motivation? So what do? You fire people and start over again with a new bunch? There are a few things I think you can try that may help build confidence and build performance. Number 1, find something each worker can do well that will accomplish a dual purpose. Recognize them for having this particular skill. 1, it gives you hope they can improve. 2, you showing appreciation gives the worker hope. And without hope, all this goes nowhere. Number 2, build on that in any other current skills. Add a new one and help them grow it. Give them recognition for that as well, which will begin to make deposits in the worker's confidence account, if you will. The more recognition, the bigger the confidence account grows. What you're doing is strengthening their fundamental skills and bolstering that self-belief that they can perform competently. Number 3, as the worker grows, give them added responsibility. Let them make more decisions. Some will require your guidance. But eventually, you want to be able to utter the magical phrase, use your own best judgment. Use your own best judgment. If they make a mistake and it costs you a few bucks, chalk it up to their education. If they do well, expand their authority and freedom to make more decisions. Growing talent and confidence is not an overnight event. It's a process, sometimes taking months, sometimes taking years, and sometimes it doesn't take. That's why the investment of your time, effort, and money into people is just like any other investment. It carries risk. That said, the potential rewards are well worth it. And I think Margie, the most confident fourth grader in the world, would agree with that. That's the extra point. Be responsible and make something good happen today. For 93.3, The Ray Gibson Show, Guahan Insurance Services, and First Hawaiian Bank. I'm Jerry Roberts.
Thanks, Jerry. 7:33 in the morning. Before we get into headlines, I want to leave you with the story here. I'm going to give it to you that I got from the Hawaii Free Press. Brand new study that has been released from the Robert Wood Johnson Foundation, and what it is showing, alarming numbers with the increase in childhood obesity. We have already been having problems pre-pandemic with childhood obesity. A lot of kids eating the wrong kinds of foods, not getting the right kind of exercises. When was the last time you heard about PE in the schools and just getting the kids outside to play, get them off the couch, get them away from the screens and all of that kind of thing? Well, COVID-19 and all of our response to all of that has worsened risk factors for childhood obesity. They say we've got economic stressors, food insecurity, less consistent access to healthy meals that they would be getting at school, combined with increased sedentary time, sleep dysregulation, reduced physical activity, social isolation for them from among their peers and members of their own family have made it harder for families to stay healthy, and it is having an impact on the kids. So the next time we do one of those Jerry Roberts extra points on the science and the impact of getting the science wrong, we've got an indicator that we've got something that says that there are going to be long-lasting effects of the decisions that we're making today on our kids and the health of our kids.
Oh boy, I mean, this is the huge thing. We've talked about this in part before, and it goes into even what the kids eat at school.
Yeah.
Now, there are contracts that are given to companies to come in and provide food for kids. I think they provide breakfast in some cases, and they certainly provide lunches. I mean,
certainly not some of the prettiest things I've seen photographs of, but
and I know because the contracts are usually set as far as the amount in the contract. So the companies have to take out their abacus and start figuring out how much can we actually put into these lunches and still be able to to pay people and make a profit. I think you've got to sit down, and you've got to sit down with nutritionists and say, look, we need to accomplish some certain goals here, and if we're not doing that within the confines of the agreement, maybe we have to revisit the agreement, give you a little bit more money, and so you can go out and buy different things and provide certain nutritional factors they're not getting now.
Well, outside of the pickup program, the kids are basically only in school a couple of days a week, and in some schools they might be going in for as long as 4 days a week, but they're not getting the day-to-day nutrition in the schools that they were even before the pandemic. So that change is having an impact. Plus all of the other stresses that come along with being a kid during COVID times.
And I think somebody like Mike Benito and Kathy Calvo and other people in the grocery business would be great to bring them in because, if you're in that business, you're going to sell what people want to buy. Okay, I mean, obviously, there's no question about it. People want to buy certain things, they wind up on an end cap because that's where, you get the best deals and more visibility. But I would bet, especially with Payless and their dedication and focus on health issues, I would bet they would welcome the opportunity to sit in on conversations like that and say, here's what we can do, and we can, you can, to help with this process.
Well, I'd seen an interesting meme. If a grocery store has a health food section, what does that say about the food that's not in the health food section? Is it all health foods? Ponder that. 7:37. That's Jerry Roberts and the extra point again. Montezuma Tyrant's got big news and headlines coming up. Brought to you by Lolita Kamet of let me see, and she's got some really exciting things in her career lineup that's going to be coming your way. Maybe she will tell you if you call her at 688-6743. Also being brought to you by Ken and Karen over at Top End Pest Control. Rainy weather bringing the bugs inside the house, and you'd be surprised at how many different ways the bugs can find to get in your house. Ken actually thinks like a bug, and we'll go and close those areas off and make it so that any bugs that are in the house going to be dead bugs pretty soon. 487-5657. Also being brought to you by Rudy Rodolfo from over at Burger King, and I believe, if I'm reading a Facebook post correctly, it's his mother's birthday. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday,
Mom, Rudy Rodolfo.
Happy birthday.
And
She's
for you.
she's the real Burger Queen.
There we go.
Yeah.
And they've got the new Ghost Pepper Chicken Nuggets, only available for a limited time at the drive-thrus and the restaurants of Burger King. At 7:38, Mana, what happened?
A 68-year-old man has become the island's latest COVID-related death. There have now been 223. The man was a patient at GRMC, did have underlying health conditions, but he was also vaccinated. 91 new cases of COVID out of 200 people who were tested the day before yesterday. The CAR score is at 17.5. If you're looking for a vaccination booster, you could go to the University of Guam. They are asking you to make an appointment first via Eventbrite, but you can walk in. The booster shots also being made available at the village mayor's office today. They will be at the Agate Gym. Tomorrow they'll be at the Inaran mayor's office from 8:30 until 1:30. Island residents are encouraged to participate in the world's largest earthquake drill. It's going to happen on October 21st. That's the day after tomorrow. The exact time will be at 10:21. On that date, participants will be asked to practice their earthquake response, drop cover, and hold on. Those are your headlines right here on The Point.
I got you. It's 7:39 in the morning. Ray Gibson Show probably going to continue with a quick look at weather. We got Ken LG on the line. We'll join him and talk about Japan. You remember a few weeks ago, everybody, oh my God, Japan are locking down here. The perfection's closed down. Godzilla in the form of COVID-19 in Japan. Their situation has turned around practically overnight. I'll share that news with you here in a couple of minutes.
Top End Pest Control is who you call for all your pest control needs. Got a problem with roaches, ants, spiders, rodents, fleas, ticks, termites? No problem. They do it all. Top End Pest Control is a service-disabled, veteran-owned small business and HubZone certified. Serving Guam since 2012. Call them today for a quote, 487-5657, or email topendpest@gmail.com. Check them out on Facebook at Top End Pest Control and give them a like. Top End Pest Control for all your pest control needs.
It's back on. Mark it down. October 30, Michelob Ultra presents the GSPN Imas Met Good competition. Guam's strongest man and woman will be determined at the Paseo ground. Come, watch our island's strongest compete in the Triple J truck pull, the Paradise Fitness log lift, CTD and Pacific tire flip, the ITNE wheelbarrow course, Guam Army National Guard warrior walk, and the Isla Imports mini truck lift. There'll be a beer garden and food truck, so leave your chow and drinks at home. They're not allowed at this free event. Who will be Guam's strongest man and woman? Find out Saturday, October 30th. 7:40 in the morning, and a reminder, I got to eat at this place, Pieology, starting at 11 o'clock this morning. They'll open the doors for you, and then you go inside, and they will open up a whole world of possibilities for you. Somebody's got to do the mathematics on this. I mean, starting with the different kinds of crust that you can get and the different toppings, how many different variations? I mean, it's got to be up in the millions before you ever truly duplicate a pie. And the best thing is your pie literally is your pie. You put it together based on what it is in front of you, and if you got a craving for this kind of meat but not that kind, you just tell them what it is that you want more of on the deal. And they say, you know, what you can do is you can make one pie, you can cut it in half, and we'll have more vegetables on this side, more meat on the other. How about do it this way? Because they're inexpensive, and you can eat two of them. I've done it myself. Get yourself two different pies made two different ways. Enjoy a nice cold Pepsi with that when you dine in at Pieology.
Guam Auto Spot has the best selection in Buick, GMC, Mitsubishi, and used cars like the 2021 Mitsubishi Mirage starting at $127 per paycheck. Zero down. Call 671-478-AUTO to take a test drive or get pre-approved online at guamautospot.com.
Thanks so much. All right, quick look at what's happening in the world of traffic. It was just kind of confusing earlier this morning because of the different patterns that were going on up north, maybe brought on by some of the weather. But as I'm looking at the traffic gizmo right about now, still seeing some of that stuff up and down Atticao and that area, making your way by the KFC on the way to Marine Corps drive-through there. Expect some delays. It should clear up. No, it actually gets worse after the intersection. Don't exactly know why. Over at Las Palmas, looking at traffic on Route 3 on Marine Corps Drive, slow going. It'll be slow until you get past the Micronesia Mall, according to what I'm looking at. 8, 10, and 16 running rather busy right now. 10 and 15 absolutely ugly over the last couple of days. Not sure why. Maybe somebody took advantage. Maybe somebody got the remote control for that light and screwed it up. I don't know. The rest of Route 4 into downtown Agatinya shouldn't be a major problem. The usual stop and go on Route 8 on the way into Agatinya. For some reason, I'm seeing things busy up over at the Joint Region offices, and then on the way into Big Navy and Sumai, it's also busy in both directions. It's 7:42. There's your right now traffic on the point.
Hafude, konnichiwa,
Patois. Ciao. Enter for a chance to win the 76 Circle K World Cuisine Giveaway. Be one of 3 lucky winners to win a passport of free food from around the world at over 15 different local restaurants. Just stop by any 76 Circle K, purchase $35 or more in fuel to get an entry form. Drive by today and taste the world with 76 Circle K's World Cuisine Giveaway. Visit 76circlekguam.com for more details. Some conditions apply. Circle K, take it easy.
Looking for a seamless medical trip to Manila? St. Luke's Medical Center offers a convenient end-to-end medical travel service and direct access to St. Luke's, Quezon City, and Global City. St. Luke's Medical Travel Service covers patients from the Pacific and provides services such as air travel assistance, airport to hospital transportation, hospital admission, and more. To learn more, call PhilMD 671-637-5433 or visit their office in Tamuning, Guam across Baltej Pavilion. At St. Luke's, we love life.
7:43. I'll do that one later. Let me just get back into the program here. Our buddy in the Philippines, Ricardo, was flying out of Hong Kong on Cebu Pacific, going, bro, when is he going to bring Cebu Pacific back to Guam?
Oh,
Just talking about medical journeys to the Philippines. That's a nice way to do that. And they were only here for a little bit, right? What the heck happened? Maybe there'll be other opportunities for them as they fly. And remind me to ask Uncle Carl about that. Maybe some other business coming out of the Philippines. We'll see how that works. So just looking at the airlift and the opportunities that way. 7:44 in the morning. John Fernandez on the way. Ken LG right now. Good morning. Buenos. The other Governor, Leon Guerrero. Hafade.
Good morning. I was really interested in the conversation you were having with Jerry regarding the childhood obesity issue.
Sure.
Because just recently I had a conversation with a friend of mine whose 10-year-old daughter was diagnosed as type 2 diabetic. She's 4'11" and weighs 150 pounds. I didn't weigh 150 pounds until I was a junior in high school.
Yeah.
You know,
I mean, we know what the answers are. Everything is right in front of us. There's no such thing as big bones. All the bones are the same size. It's diet, it's exercise, sedentary lifestyle. We got to get the kids more active in schools. After we get them back in schools, happy to see that track and field starts today with the Department of Education, and those kids are going to be going out and getting some exercise. But there flat just isn't enough of that out there to compete with the kind of processed high carb, high sugary foods that we're eating these days.
Yeah, and the other part is, it's costing us taxpayers a ton of money, because when we look at how much medical services are being consumed as a result of people being diabetic and overweight. I remember one time we had a presentation at the Non-Communicable Disease Consortium. Medicaid alone was spending $21 million a year in 2014 just on insulin.
Boy, that's a rough rap to lay on a kid is that kind of diabetes and some of the things that they're going to have to do to control themselves over the course of the year. The other interesting thing about that the report that I cited is they're finding issues of obesity in kids of kids of color, A, and B, the further away they are from quote economic opportunity. That is to say, low income families are seeing a rise in obesity in these cases. There's an alarm being sounded. It's hard to hear over the shrill voices of the vaxxed and the unvaxxed with COVID-19, but it's something that we really need to pay attention to starting yesterday. Otherwise, these kids we're sentencing them to just the worst lifestyle ever.
Yeah, and it goes back to the lockdown philosophies. I mean, all of the spreads have been the majority of the spreads keep getting traced to the house, the family. I mean, I've been contact tested.
Well, get those kids out of the house.
As a result of people.
Sleep outside. Wait.
It goes back to the lack of common sense being applied to this policy, because we're now at the point where we're probably well over 90% vaccinated.
Oh,
You know,
the 90% vaccinated, plus you throw in the herd immunity and the fact that some people just aren't going to get COVID. And as far as I'm concerned, we need to start taking a look at what they did or did not do in Japan. I'll talk about that a little bit later on. I got John Fernandez, the superintendent, on the line, so let me take care of him. I can reach you anytime. This guy's a little bit tougher.
Okay, I'll talk to you soon.
I appreciate that. Ken Leon Guerrero. John Fernandez, superintendent of the Department of Education, on the line here this morning. Buenos and half a day, John.
Half a day, and I was just listening to the conversation, and I do agree with some of those points, especially about our kids' health and getting them back active and in a regular routine. I'm seeing that same thing too. If you want your kids healthy, it's hard to do it when they're stuck at home. So
yeah.
That's what we've been.
So we got to get the kids out of the cohort nonsense. So it's Group A today for most of the schools, and let's hear for the smart kids going in. Group B, we'll get you tomorrow. But having said that, yeah, I mean the routine of the schools are important, and you get that routine, and then we get the kids stressing over whether they got their homework in or the test tomorrow, as opposed to any of the other social issues that they've got to deal with when they're away from their family and friends from school. So that's one of them. The fact that you are, for the most part, able to provide nutrition to these kids on a 5-day week schedule that you can't do right now because we're in that cohort system. I guess we'll start the question with how close are you, John, to being able to get the kids back to school any more than about 4 or 5 days a week?
Well, what we're looking at is, we're looking at the options for getting them back to 5 days a week right now, and I think the fact that the trends in cases seems to be going down. We're hoping that that's going to help our stakeholders feel a little bit more comfortable going back to school. We're actively looking at whether this is a one size fits all approach or whether we should be looking at our older students first. So we have been having discussions internally about what it might look like to bring our older kids back, our secondary school students, middle and high back first. We've got a lot of parent concern about the elementary school students, mostly because of that vaccination question is not available. They hear it's going to be available. And I think that's a discussion we have to pay attention to. But we're hoping that the trends continue downward for the number of cases, because that helps us, push for 5 days of instruction. But the issue that you just were raised this past week, whether it's learning loss, whether it's physical health, whether it's all the food and nutrition, all those things cannot be solved when the kids are at home. And so that's why the strategy of getting them back for 5 days safely, where people feel more comfortable about them being at school, is really the focus of our efforts.
Well, on top of those problems. Sorry, John. On top of those problems, I mean, never mind the kid's going to be able to eat, 2 or 3 times a week at school. Is what are we hearing about kids now that are being flung into third-party custody because they've got issues with CSC or family violence issues that you're not able to see. Normally, you catch those at school, and if the kids ain't in school, the teacher's not going to catch it, the nurse is not going to catch it, and these kids are going to continue to have to be surrounded by pedophiles and kid beaters.
That is an absolute truth. I mean, the number of cases that would normally get reported in any year has dropped down significantly, and you can't look at the data and say, wow, it's improved. The reality is, during the pandemic, during the shutdown of schools, the kids aren't there to report it to. Like, they're trained, we teach these kids, report it to an adult that you trust. They're not there in school to report it to a teacher, a principal, a school staff member that they trust. So those numbers have gone down, but the problem hasn't gone away.
Obviously there's some work to do. I mean, I hate to say that, the schools are they're not designed to be, the forever food provider or daycare or protectors of the kids, but that's where we are these days. And we get the kids out of the house and at home. We give them a fighting chance to be able to get the socialization, the education, and the safety and everything that they need. There are going to be a bunch of Zoom meetings. I got this from Michelle the other day, and they start tomorrow, 6 o'clock for Hadza and Katan districts and the rest of the districts to follow Thursday and Friday over the Zoom. Specifically, what are the things that you are going to be asking of the parents to chime in on?
Well, we're trying to even while we're in the middle of trying to recover from this pandemic, we're looking ahead over the next 5 years as to where our goals need to be in terms of our children's achievements and the progress that they're making. And of course, it's challenging because we're in the middle of the pandemic. We're worried about learning loss and learning recovery. But that's why it's important that we get stakeholder input as to what we see ahead in the next 5 years. What should we be, pushing toward as we exit this pandemic to ensure that our kids are ready for college, ready for the job market. And, it's an ongoing discussion, but I think given the fact that we've been in 2 years of irregular school routine, we really want to focus in on that. And we want our parents, we want our stakeholders in the community to really weigh in, because there's a lot of things we've learned about this pandemic. We've learned a lot about what jobs are kind of critical, what shortage of the shortage of healthcare workers, there's so many things that have gone on that I think we need to adjust to, and that's really what the input that we're looking for is. As we try to recover from the pandemic, as you try to get our kids back on track, what are the things that we can do to make sure that they are, ready to take the next step?
Everybody has to stay at Mark Mendiola's house and has to learn how to build backyard kitchen and rings and.
Well, a lot of there is a lot to say about just the technical skills that we can infuse, in high school. So there's a lot of discussion about what we call these. They're not career tracks, but they're career oriented, areas of study that enable you to go to college, or if you want to go to the job market, give you some level of certification or other, ways to document your training. So those are very active discussions that they don't cut off the college opportunity, but they make your education more practical.
Well, look, this superintendent thing might not work out for you. Do you know how to fix cabinets and lay tile? I'd take a course in that now, because it's lifetime skills that you can use. There's a part of me that wants to have a good time with this story about the uniform, the kids out of uniform. It wouldn't normally be a big deal, except they were given uniforms to wear and they're not wearing them. So I can see where there might be a little punishment due in the form of work details. You remember at Father Duenas, what do we call that, Real Joe?
Jug.
Jug, which stood for?
Justice under Gregory or God.
Justice under God. I think the work details in the Department of Education should be named Justice under John. Is there any way that we could give the work details some clever turn of phrase?
Right, you pronounce it judge, right? The judge.
No, Justice under John.
Yes. That situation. Again, if you're a parent, you understand the fine line between, hey, I can't do it because I don't have a shirt, and by the way, I might have a uniform, but I just don't want to wear it.
I just don't feel like.
As parents, we know the way kids kind of figure their way around the rules. So our policy was this: the uniform's required. If you need a uniform, you need support. We're going to provide that support, family by family, to do what we can to assist. But at the end of the day, we don't want you out of school, because of the uniform requirement. So Inaron Middle School has found a way to enforce the uniform requirement, help the families, and then make sure that if there is a consequence, they're going to face it at school.
Amen to that. Let's do that everywhere for all kinds of infractions. There needs to be work to do. You shouldn't have to hire janitors. You've got 25,000 of them in the schools right now. Get out of line, there's the broom. Get out of line, there's the mop.
Lesson, right. That's a better lesson learned than saying, okay, stay at home.
Amen.
You want to do, do work detail at school. I think that's a fair lesson, and let's see if we can work together to follow the rules.
Put Mark and Maria in charge of that over at the Ed board. Those between those two, they'd get it done. I don't know how you've responded to the news here, but there's a story about former Senator Judy Wanpat, who is going to be leaving the Guahan Charter Academy. Does that mean that the Department of Education might get some of the things that she's always been able to lay her hands on over at Guahan Charter?
Well, that was a surprise to me, but you're right. Former Speaker Dr. Judy Wanpat, she was a force over there at Guahan Academy. Through her leadership and through her efforts to make the school, successful and help it to recover from a tough time. So I think they're going to have to work to maintain that progress. But I wish her well, and I think we'll continue to just monitor and ensure that we that we do our part to assist, but at the same time, these charter schools are independent, so that leadership at the school level is really critical. So we're looking forward to hearing.
Well, that was kind of the point of the question. It seemed to me that the independent Guahan charter seemed to be taking advantage of some of the resources that should have been made exclusively for Department of Education students. But we can fight about that for the rest of the week.
Well, like I said, with Dr. Wampat there, it was a little bit easier for them to. She's very resourceful and knows what buttons to push, what levers to push. So she was good over there for them. But again, hard to fill her shoes, so we'll see what happens.
You are a classy guy. 7:57 and change. The last question here has to do with I can't tell you how incensed I am that the legislature had shorted the Department of Education by $25 million because they thought that you would be able to take all of that money from the DOE's version of the rescue plan. I'm annoyed by that because it seems to me that between you, the Ed Board, and practically every other common sense thinker on Guam, we recognize that ARP money for exactly what it was. It was an opportunity for the department to take care of years of deferred maintenance and to upgrade operations where they could. And if you ask me, I think that was a $25 million ripoff from the legislature.
Well, we're going to have to find a way to plug the gap, and I think the federal funds are something that we're going to look at, and within the next couple of weeks, try to get approval from USAID to assist with operations. But you're right; it does come from somewhere. So a lot of the money was set aside for capital improvement projects. So we need that money to now go into operations. It's a problem in that way. But the other thing is that even if I'm not so worried about this year, but I am worried about next year because as the federal funds start to decline, if they start to be used for other projects, we're still going to have this local funding gap, and so we need to start working now to figure out what we're going to do in that case because federal funds won't always be around.
Well, I don't know. It seems they're trying to spend the EITC dollars, even though they don't necessarily have the authority to spend any of that. I know that the governor's office might be able to backfill in some of your budgetary holes with dollars that might be available to them. But I don't disagree. I think 2022-23 are going to be that much more dicey, given the clear lack of any additional resources coming from what I think are going to be the foundering Democrat Party in the next year.
Well, you see, there's a lot of push for the dollars now, but again, they don't last forever. And this is actually the ARP money is approved that we got, but we have to spend that down quickly. So whatever issues that we see today, we're going to see them next year, and so we've got to do the work now to avoid what they call the funding crunch.
All right. Well, listen, I know you're
the funding cliff.
You're the fund. Oh, let's not have that. I know you're late for first period, so I'm going to let you go.
Okay, no, I'm on my way to talk with Christine Jackson, our good friend from USDOE.
Oh, very good. Well, yeah, send my regards. How about that? Tell them we could use that $2 million that we're still paying.
Yep, we're still pushing, so we're going to use this opportunity to try to push again.
Give me a debrief if you get a chance tomorrow. Just after 8 o'clock in the morning, John Fernandez, the superintendent of the Department of Education, busy guy, like I said, late for first period, and a conversation with the USDOE. We'll go from that conversation to this with Fox News.
An overbroad request for his White House records. He claims the documents are protected under executive privilege. He called him a dear friend and patriot. President Biden reacting to the death of former Defense Secretary Colin Powell.
This is a guy born son of immigrants in New York City, raised in Harlem in the South Bronx, graduated from City College in New York. And he rose to the highest ranks not only in the military, but also in areas of foreign policy and statecraft.
Powell's family announced his death this morning from complications from COVID-19. Powell had also been battling multiple myeloma, a type of blood cancer that makes it hard to fight infections. Colin Powell was 84. Senate Democratic leader Chuck Schumer says progress is being made in negotiations for President Biden's $3.5 trillion infrastructure bill.
Congress right now has the best chance in years to make meaningful investments to help American families climb up to the middle class and stay in the middle class.
Schumer says there's no deal yet, but over the weekend he held many conversations, which he called productive. He did not say when he thought a deal might be reached. On Wall Street, stocks ended the day mixed ahead of a busy earnings week. The Dow lost 36, the Nasdaq added 124. The S&P gained 15 points. America is listening to Fox News.
Great news!
Thanks, Guam. Chili's 2 for Dining is back. Enjoy a full-on meal deal made for 2 for just $35. Start with 2 Coca-Cola beverages, an appetizer to share, and 2 mouth-watering entrees like the sizzling personal fajitas, the mouth-watering honey chipotle steak and shrimp, or Chili's world-famous fall-off-the-bone baby back ribs. Available for a limited time. Dine in today or call 648-7377 to place to-go orders. Chili's is located on the 2nd floor of Tumon Sands Plaza. Chili's. Savor the moment.
Listen to The Point anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Find your favorite stations like The Point and discover more. Music stations, local and trusted news sources, sports talk and team coverage, plus today's biggest podcasts. Find it all on the Odyssey app. AUDACY.
A memorial service in British Parliament after the death of one of its members in a suspected terror attack.
Order. Britain's Parliament was packed as lawmakers paid tribute to one of their own. David Amos was killed on Friday in what police suspect was an Islamist terror attack.
Sir David was taken from us in a contemptible act of violence.
British Prime Minister Boris Johnson.
We will never allow those who commit acts of evil to triumph over the democracy and the Parliament that Sir David Amos loved so much.
Amos was stabbed to death as he met with voters in his electoral district. A 25-year-old man has been arrested. In London, Simon Owen, Fox News.
A former Chicago college student convicted of attempting to provide material support to ISIS, Thomas Osidinsky, faces up to 20 years in prison. The nonprofit Environment America Research and Policy Center is named the cities with the worst pollution.
California, San Diego, Chula Vista, Carlsbad, number 1. LA, Long Beach, Anaheim is number 2 with 209 bad air days. Riverside, San Bernardino, Ontario is 3rd. Arizona's Phoenix, Mesa, Chandler is 4th, and Colorado's Denver, Aurora, Lakewood, number 5. Spots in Texas, Ohio, and Indiana also in the top 10. Some are cities that form natural domes of air. Fossil fuel burning is cited as culprit number 1, but wildfires are a big contributor recently. Therese Crowley, Fox News.
More movie delays. The Walt Disney Company says the release dates of many of its upcoming films, including the as yet untitled Indiana Jones movie and the Black Panther sequel, Wakanda Forever, are being pushed back. The Indiana Jones movie won't come out until June of 2023, almost a year after it was planned to be released. Wakanda Forever has been pushed off to November of next year. It was supposed to come out next July. I'm Lee Silasara, and this is Fox News.
Leah Dunca from Security Title here with a little information about trusts. A trust is a legal entity capable of owning property. It can protect property from issues such as lawsuits or divorce and can be used to distribute property and avoid probate. Many trusts start as revocable but become irrevocable when the initial trustees die. Work with your estate planning attorney to see if a trust is a good fit for your family property. Call the professionals at Security Title. We are here to help.
Do you or a loved one have loss of use of a hand or hands from an injury, stroke, birth defect, or pain? Then reach out to a specialist in upper extremity and hand surgery care by contacting Dr. Jerome Landstrom, board-certified reconstructive hand surgeon and microsurgeon. 671-646-HAND or visit his website at www.pacifichandsurgery.com.
Everyone has a busy schedule these days, and sometimes we forget to schedule our routine dental checkup and cleaning. Don't neglect your dental health. Schedule one today with Dr. Robert Yang and his Smile team, conveniently located at the East West Business Center on Marine Drive, Upper Tumon. Call us today at 647-8702 or 3. Again, that's 647-8702 or 647-8703. We make smiles happen.
Your local news is brought to you by Nambo Insurance. Skip the line, pay online. It's fast, it's easy, and it's secure. Visit nambo.com for more information.
Off a day, it's 8:06. I'm Mana Silva Tyron with a look at your local news on the point. Another COVID-related death was recorded, bringing the total on Guam to 223. The latest is a 68-year-old man who was vaccinated and did have underlying health conditions. He was at the Guam Regional Medical Center. Meanwhile, 91 new cases of COVID have been confirmed out of 200 people who were tested. The CAR score this morning is at 17.5. Also, some students are being reported to have tested positive. DOE reporting 4 of their students, while Catholic schools confirmed another 8. COVID vaccine booster shots available at the village mayor's offices in the coming weeks. Today, they're at the Agate Gym from 8:30 until 1:30. Tomorrow, they will be at the Inarahan mayor's office. Booster shots are also available at the University of Guam for anyone who's 65 and up, 18 with medical conditions, as well as frontliners. The vaccination clinic's also being held at the University of Guam Field House. There's also a clinic held today at the Port Authority of Guam, and that will be near the Port Clinic. A 36-year-old man was arrested by Guam police after a woman was found unconscious at Ipao Beach in Tumon. The 21-year-old woman reported that she was sexually assaulted. Police were called to the beach around 3:30 in the morning on a report that the woman was unconscious. As reported in the Guam Daily Post, officers found 36-year-old Ego Pius sitting in one of the pavilions with his fingers in the woman's mouth. Another man, identified as a friend, said that the defendant was worried that the woman would choke on her tongue after passing out. The victim was transported to the hospital. It was when she woke up that she told police that she had been drinking with the suspect and he had sexually assaulted her. Police officers found clothes at the park, and the defendant did say that he went swimming and later admitted that they had sex. Police arrested Pius on charges of criminal sexual conduct as a second-degree felony. Also, a 61-year-old man is in intensive care at Naval Hospital after he was shot with a bow and arrow. Court documents say that police responded to an assault at a Mangilao residence on Sunday. They found the victim with 2 wounds from the arrow. 27-year-old Joaquin Nicholas Guile was charged in that instance. He was charged with attempted murder, aggravated assault. He's also on pretrial release for a 2019 case involving terrorizing and use of a deadly weapon. In the search, police also say that they found 2 bows and 28 arrows. In another case, a 60-year-old woman was injured after she was shot with a pellet gun. According to court documents, 26-year-old Jonathan Michael Martinez was involved in an argument with another woman when the elderly victim stepped in. She was shot and taken to the hospital. Martinez was charged with aggravated assault, family violence, both as a third-degree felony, and family violence as a misdemeanor. Well, more news right after this.
Hafude, konnichiwa,
Patois. Ciao. Enter for a chance to win the 76 Circle K World Cuisine Giveaway. Be one of 3 lucky winners to win a passport of free food from around the world at over 15 different local restaurants. Just stop by any 76 Circle K, purchase $35 or more in fuel to get an entry form. Drive by today and taste the world with 76 Circle K's World Cuisine Giveaway. Visit 76circlekguam.com for more details. Some conditions apply. Circle K, take it easy.
$4 million is coming to Guam from the Department of Interior for brown tree snake control. Interior also saying they'll give another $1.7 million for the purpose of controlling and mitigating other invasive species besides the brown tree snake. Aside from the snake eradication program, money in a report is to go to the eradication of the coconut rhinoceros beetle. UOG will get over $800,000 to begin an invasive species detector dog pilot program to include the detection of those rhinoceros beetles. And the trial of the former Agura attorney has been delayed. Another case which is affected by COVID. Mark Smith was expected to have his trial start today. However, his attorney told the court that he was potentially exposed to COVID-19. The court granted the delay, and the defense team will, as well as the defendant, will undergo COVID testing. And those are your top stories here on The Point. Here's Ray with your weather.
8:11 in the morning, and I'll get around to doing the weather first. You looking to something to celebrate? Is it?
Yes,
we need
please.
something to celebrate. It's just so crappy news in the thing, and we got it's good news for Mona to read, but it's crappy news because it talks about crazy guys doing crazy things in the magistrate reports and all this other stuff. $4.1 million they want to spend for brown tree snake eradication.
Yeah, and then another 1.7 for.
I know the guy that actually gets to spend some of that money.
Really?
Yeah. We're going to have a good time on that. We're buying GoPros. Dude,
gonna film it, man?
The good ones. I mean, we're going to buy some federal money, right? We can spend it with. Might even get a boat like the governor of Saipan.
Oh,
might want to
yeah.
do something like that. You know, just to because I want to have like a patrol because we got these. There weren't supposed to be brown tree snakes in Cocos Island, right?
No,
but there are brown tree snakes in Cocos Island. So how do we get rid of them? Well, the first thing is, we gotta go and have the snake trappers up on Cocos Island take care of all of that. But the other part is, I think we need to have a little patrol boat.
Yeah, pleasure boat. I mean, patrol boat.
Patrol boat, real Joe, between Molesso and Cocos Island, and we'll just go back and forth with trolling. I mean, the fish catchers out there in the water. Oh no, caught another marlin.
Beer in hand. I mean,
exactly.
Spear in hand.
Well, it's got to help pass the time. I don't know if they got good internet down there. It's 8:12 in the morning. Get around the weather in a second. Celebrity birthdays today include one of my favorite actors of all time, John Lithgow.
Oh, wow. He's a good villain.
Played the dad in Footloose, remember? And we all hated him because
he
wouldn't let us dance. Did they ever? I'm just kind of curious. Did they ever lift the restrictions on dancing in the bars?
Oh, I don't know, man.
I don't think they did, but I think all the bars that have like bands and DJs.
I haven't slid in a long time,
again.
bro.
I don't want to. I'm not trying to narc on anybody or anything like that, but whatever. Anyway, so Third Rock from the Sun, maybe is seminal works. Wasn't he? Was also the guy in the World According to Garp. Wasn't that one of the first places where he got famous? Was World According to Garp? Well, look up your favorite John Lithgow movies. Harry, the one with the Bigfoot.
Oh yeah, Harry.
Remember the one? He was the guy, the
big
dad,
dude.
Yeah, and he fell in love with the Bigfoot. Well, he didn't fall in love. He's like the stinky member of the family, kind of like me. Evander Holyfield, 59 years old.
Oh yeah.
Is that the guy with one ear?
That's the guy Tyson bit his ear off,
Here
man.
we go. Happy 59th birthday, Ty Pennington. And we remember him from Home Extreme Makeover. He's the guy that, he'd give the family a trip to Disneyland in Florida or something
we'd all
like
cry.
that. And then they'd go, and there was always that story.
Thanks for the tears, man.
There was always that story. I got it from my grandfather. He was a veteran of the First World War, and, he had one eye, one leg, whatever. And so we wanted to do all of this, but we never had the time or the money. And here comes Ty Pennington, and he goes in there and puts microwaves and disappearing TVs.
Yes.
Congratulations, man. It's John Favreau is 55 years old. Trey Parker, one of the co-creators of South Park, turns 52 years old. If you're trying to do something, if you're looking for something to observe today, two of them, one of which will bring back good memories for me and Mana. It's Gin and Tonic Day. And I can't think of gin without thinking of Mana's dad, who was one of my favorite. I'd sit down and drink a beer, and he'd sit down and have a little bit of gin and tonic. It was always nice. Anyway,
was there tonic in there?
What can I say about the man that taught me how to drink out of a? We were diving one time. Me and my brother and my stepdad used to go out and we'd do some diving. You'd get into Apra Harbor or something like that. We'd go into these little night dives at Gab and things like that. So you'd go in and it's night. So when you get out of the water, it's not like the sun is going to heat you up, and there's usually a decent breeze in the harbor, which will chill you to the bone. And it was Mana's old man that taught me how to drink out of a what do they call those things? Where you just see, I've forgotten what it is now.
Oh no, man!
When you put it in your pants?
A flask.
Flask.
Oh,
hey.
Taught me how to drink out of a flask, and there was always something yummy in there, like I don't know, gin and tonics.
Something to warm you up.
It is also evaluate your life day.
Oh.
Yeah.
Some of you.
It's going great, Ray.
Yeah, thanks very much. Yep.
It's been good.
How we doing on that? There, your life evaluation. Too late to stop now, isn't it? You've made an investment in your life. You might as well keep going. Well, if you're not if you're not caught at the beach with somebody with your hands in somebody's mouth, I would suppose that you're doing okay. If you're not sitting in jail right now because you used a bow and arrow on a guy, then I'm sure you're doing okay. Maybe there's a reason why it's Gin and Tonic Day and Evaluate Your Life Day at the same time. was talking with a buddy of mine. In fact, the guy that gets to spend all that money on tree snake eradication. We were talking, and we were talking about just how to try to stay on top of things. I always worry about my productivity, because I got people that I answer to in my life as a managing partner, etc. So I always worry about whether I'm productive, whether I'm taking best use of my time either on the air or outside. And I was thinking, it seems like every 6 months I download a piece of software, or I buy a new scheduler or some means to try to improve myself and make myself that much more productive. And I've decided that here's what's going to happen. I'm going to find the perfect method. I'm going to find the perfect method, the thing that wakes you up in the morning and gives you all of the things that you need to do today, and whatever the preferred order is going to be. It's going to recognize your peak times for high energy work and your peak time for low energy, more creative stuff and things like that, and just put my life together. And you know what's going to happen? I'm going to die the very next day.
Wow!
I will have figured it all out. I will have evaluated my life, come up with a reasonable conclusion about the mark that I'm going to leave, the legacy that I will have on this planet, and die the very next day.
I'll be there, man.
I know you will, buddy.
Just for you.
You know what? You grow a beard, and then you can take over the show. It's
No
8:17 in the morning. All right, here it comes. The weather. Is that Uncle Carl on?
It is Governor Carl.
There's a guy. You know what? You don't need. If you're Carl Gutierrez, you don't need to evaluate your life. There's more than enough people that will do it for you. And I heard from lots of them on your birthday, Unc. It's going to be mostly cloudy through most of the day. Scattered showers and isolated thunderstorms in the forecast. Might be nice. I'm looking at some sunshine outside the window, but sometimes I come with a little bit of rain. Maybe some of that in the evening's forecast. Sunrise this morning was at 6:12. Sunset tonight is going to be at 5:59. Not even waiting until 6 because it's that time of year. The sun does make it out. The heat index today is going to be about 90. That's news and weather together on The Point.
Now open on Guam, 511 Tactical Gear Guam, offering superior tactical apparel and duty gear for law enforcement, first responders, tactical operators, and recreational enthusiasts. You'll find Guam's largest selection of 511 pants, shirts, jackets, hats, boots, watches, knives, lights, patches, and gear bags. Shop inventories online at tacticalgearguam.com. Located in Harmon, Route 16 Army Drive between Little Wangs and the Dungeon, right next to Bargain Tactical. 511 Tactical Gear Guam. Always be ready.
Go green, go solar, and save big with Nambo Insurance. When you power up your home with solar panels, Nambo Insurance will pay up to $350 toward your power bill. With Nambo, you can enjoy great savings while going green and helping to save Guam's environment. At Nambo, it pays to go green. Terms and conditions apply. Visit Nambo.com or call 477-9754 for details. Nambo Insurance, proudly serving Guam for over 50 years.
The Coconut Wireless is back. The Ray Gibson Show. Call now, 888-TALK. That's 888-8255.
Oh, my God. Thank you so much for reminding me. I got Mike Mendoza on the line, reminding me about, how did I miss this? Well, I was talking about John Lithgow, among my favorite actors, and among my favorite John Lithgow movies. And the reason why is because they're smart enough not to have tried to do a sequel or a remake of Buckaroo Banzai.
Oh, wow.
Buckaroo Banzai. Peter Weller's in it. Jeff Goldblum. John Lithgow, who plays Dr. Emilio Lizardo, the Lord John Warfin. He plays two characters, not two characters, same character, but two different names in the movie, and played an outstanding villain in that. And what was the other one that somebody was talking about? The other great villain, Cliffhanger. The movie with Sylvester Stallone is in that movie, right?
Yeah.
Anyway, awesome stuff. Happy birthday to you. 20 after 8 o'clock in the morning. Just now should be recovered from celebrating his 80th birthday on Friday. My uncle and former governor, Carl T.C. Gutierrez. Buenas and Hava Day, Gov.
Buenas, Ray. Mana and Joey, how are you? Thank you for calling.
Carl.
So it's great to have you online. I was talking a little bit yesterday about something that crossed my hands in my WhatsApp, and it was that thing. It looks like a ticket aboard a boarding pass for Korean Airlines, and it's the Let's Go Everywhere deal. And I thought that's great. They got that in Korea. Great souvenir opportunity. But I think there were a lot of people that were concerned that was going to be GVB's welfare for Korean tourists. As it turns out, that's not the case, right?
No, it's not the case. Yeah, and they kind of messed up people's minds by putting Koror on there, and.
Well, as it turns out, it's a boarding pass. Even if it were, it was a boarding pass for somewhere in Paris or Europe or something like that. But I think there's something to that, and maybe there is a way that, because as I understand, it's kind of a gift card scheme in Korea.
I think there's a credit card thing that they put there, and I've got Colleen looking at it.
I think it'd be terrific. I think there ought to be a Let's Go Everywhere card with Colleen's picture on it. And you can tell her I said so. In fact, I've already got a picture of her at the beach. We can use that one. 21 after 8 o'clock in the morning. Good news for the Visitors Bureau here. There's an interesting story about Japan, talking about almost overnight. Japan has become a stunning and somewhat mysterious coronavirus success story. Daily new COVID-19 cases have plummeted from nearly 6,000 in Tokyo to now under 100, an 11-month low for the country. Bars are packed, trains are crowded. The mood is celebratory, despite a general bafflement over what exactly is behind the sharp drop that they're having. So as we watch the Japanese market begin to re-energize, what are you hearing from the agents in Japan about the possibilities that there might be some hard-pressed outbound travel, revenge travel, I call it?
Well, we're hoping for the best with this thing, but from what I understand, Japan Airlines moving their dates up to January 31st now. So maybe this will turn them to change again. But whatever it is, man, we'll take it.
How we doing? How we doing on the Korean market here? Are things beginning to loosen up out there? More people getting vaccinated, and everybody wanted to get out of the country and celebrate the success of Squid Games?
Yes, as a matter of fact, there's a trip that the chairman. Ho and Yoon Ho and myself and Colleen and Nadine are going there on the 15th of November to set up a better protocol, maybe a tourist travel lane, not a complete bubble, but something like that Singapore was doing that makes it easier. But I really believe that's the one that's going to start coming in, as well as Taiwan. And Taiwan is some place that we have really reaped a lot of benefits from, especially through the Airbnb program. But the heightened, Guam brand has already, permeated the entire traveling population of Taiwan. And, whether we got a pause on the Airbnb, those that are wishing to travel, all they have in their minds right now through the social media and the $6.5 million, free advertising we got. It's something to we look forward to, and that's the next place after Korea that we'll take a trip to with the governor.
I'd heard that our governor was going to be sending an overture out to Washington D.C. and the Biden administration to see if Guam would be exempted from any policies that would prevent anybody but vaccinated people from coming to Guam.
Well, she like I told her when we had our meeting, that she needs to step forward, and I believe she will, and if she hasn't already. But the thing about it is, I think that she can, on her own out here, continue what she has received permission through giving vaccination to people in Taiwan. So hopefully that she'll carry that through, because that's very important. There's only like 20%, vaccinated there, and we want to make sure that there's 24 million people there. There's still at least over 10 million.
Obviously, it's a huge market if we can get that carve out and the exemption, and it needs to, I think, be pointed out that many of the concerns that the administration has expressed were with European travelers into the country, not necessarily travelers from Asia and the Pacific.
And we're trying also to see what we could do about allowing the Medigen vaccine that they developed there to be welcome here in Guam, and so we're waiting for that response back from Public Health, because now the manufacturer of that wrote to us yesterday, very excited that we would like to open that up for their vaccines here, and the Palau accepted it already, and if we can do that, that'd be a great partnership. It's got a good efficacy rate for that vaccine. And I think these guys are from Europe somewhere that developed this, and the guy's name is a European somewhere.
826. We talk about vaccines, and yeah, there's a bunch of people in our backyard in Asia that have not gotten vaccinations yet. But there's a growing population of people that have gotten vaccinations, and perhaps with their country's version, Sinovac, Sputnik, and any number of other vaccines that might have been available. Is it possible, the same way that we developed an Airbnb program, if we would like to welcome vaccinated passengers and vaccinated packs, is it possible, do you suppose, that we could build a marketing campaign around booster shots?
Yeah, that's also in the next step, and there right now people are even doing a cocktail kind of boostering, right? People are talking about that, where you get Moderna and they give you a jab of Pfizer as your booster, and they're talking about that right now. So we're trying to get more information about the combination, and yes, that's a marketing thing that we're looking at. Come and get your boost.
Well, you know what? The only thing is we need a name. We need a clever name on that. Something booster, bikini, beer, beach. I don't know. So we'll spend some time the next time we're together with a big whiteboard and do that. And again. The triple B's, beer, the beach, bikinis, and your booster shot. 8:27 in the morning could work out. You get a couple of marketing geniuses like Carl and I, and any number of things can happen. Now we get into the destination and taking a look at the needs of the destination. Obviously, we need to do some cleaning up, and one of them is to restring some lights down in Tumon again. But get a hold of Nate and Nate from Tonight. And Milton, didn't we just fix a whole bunch of lights there to the tune of $1 million a couple of years ago?
Well, I believe they did, but here's the situation: there a lot of those poles got knocked down just by heavy drinking guys, and there were some areas that was completely left out, like 14A, Route 14A, which is the Tumon Bay Road, comes down from the Ray of Sunshine bus shelter down to the bottom. So and also what we've done here is I looked at this situation and I said, a lot of these poles that have been taken down just hasn't been replaced, because to order a single pole coming out here from the manufacturer is just too prohibitive. Yeah. So we're allowed to buy at least 25 poles stored and lights, and Vince Ariola at DPW will store it for us. So when something happens like that, we're ready to replace it. So we're going to put them back up, put some lights. There's another area that people are looking at past Weston going down to Gun Beach. That's poorly lit, so we're looking at that. That's public works area, but we're trying to talk them into putting some of these poles in there, and they'll handle it. So we're looking to really light up the place. I mean, people walk and traverse that entire area down to Gun Beach, and it's poorly lit. So we're looking at all that concept there to light up Tumon.
All right, and that's in addition to everything else that's going to be going on. Any word on when there might be some groundbreaking down at Mataping?
Well, I think January or February. That's to start breaking up, to start putting in the storm drains.
Gotcha. Well, Gov, I appreciate the update. I know how busy you guys are over at the Visitors Bureau. A lot going on between Taiwan and Korea. Also, a note from people that are saying, we've got to keep an eye on what's going on competitively around us, and that includes the Philippines. They have now green-lit travel for vaccinated passengers into the Philippine Islands without having to worry about any kind of quarantine when you get there. Now, obviously, that applies to green lane towns, and unfortunately we're not in there as much as we'd like to be able to go back to the Philippines for medical and shopping and socializing and whatever. It doesn't look like anybody from Guam's going to be able to get there anytime soon, but it's points got to get made that there are guys out there that are drumming for some of that revenge travel. We've got to be very aware of their presence and their activities.
Yeah, the Philippines took us out of the red lane, and now we're yellow. And hopefully, as we see the scores going down right now to 17.5, I believe, it bodes well that CDC rating of 4 is going to be removed. Hopefully, we'll try it for another month. I think everybody's going to already get COVID or they're all tested and we're done with it, so that we don't keep reporting on it. But I'd like to say also that this morning at 11:30, we're doing a meeting, Zoom meeting with the Starlux Airlines, and they've already finalized their flight to Guam. That's the third airlines that would fly to Guam, starting the 17th of December, and 23rd and the 25th. And so it's going to be 1 or 4 flights a week. But it's already starting, and they're very bullish on Guam right now. And Starlux is a new airline, and there's a lot of connections with their airlines to other places.
That's good. That's good news. Starlines, was that isn't that somebody's like Club Airlines? Like United belongs to Star Alliance, and a bunch of other different airlines that go through them kind of as a code share.
No, I'm not sure about that, but I know some of the board of directors guys. I've had dinner with them, and they're very close friends of David Sue, and so this is where I met them. And his name is Alan Tong. Alan Tong is he also owns a really nice restaurant at the Marriott Bun Boy or something like that where I stayed. And these guys are it. These are the movers and shakers of Taiwan right now.
Let's bring them out. Let's bring them out.
So they just put together this airline, and COVID hit, so they never really activated all the places where they wanted to come.
Did have you worked out conversations with Jeff Sanchez and Charlie Hermosa and others on the theme and the the expenditures for New Year's? So we had the great first of its kind drone show and a couple of them here on Guam, and we want to do fireworks and all of that stuff. I would guess that we might have a couple of bucks available to put together a decent show on New Year's.
Yeah, so well, as a matter of fact, we asked Nadine a couple of days ago to get with Charlie and start laying out the what we're going to be displaying, because they owe us one drone show, and also that maybe we'll add a little bit, and maybe they can do one down in the south. But we're going to do about at least $250,000 worth of lighting and drones.
All right. Well, I'm glad.
For the new year.
I'm glad to hear about that. I'd like the theme to be "Let's Go, Brandon."
Hey, Brandon.
Gov, I better let you go. Make it all the way through the conversation without getting you in trouble with the front office.
I know. Okay, thanks, Ray.
All right. Former Governor Carl T. Seekatera's tourism czar, et cetera, et cetera.
The way he said, I know.
I know it. Okay. Thanks, Ray. Appreciate it. Anyway, 8:33 in the morning. We got the last look at big news and headlines with Montesova Tyrant. Probably coming up after these. Stick around.
Come try Guam's original Chamorro restaurant with Pica's Best 5 years running. Mezcla Chamorro Fusion Bistro. Experience Chef Peter's candied salmon over scallion coconut rice, octopus tinactac, chamorro platter, and their award-winning gourmet hamburgers. Or if you're looking for something healthy, try their keto-friendly menu. Come and enjoy Mezcla's half-a-day service at their Hagåtña and Grand Plaza Tumon location. Call their Hagåtña location at 479-2652 for reservations.
The
Guam Auto Spot has the best selection in Buick, GMC, Mitsubishi, and used cars like the 2021 Mitsubishi Mirage starting at $127 per paycheck, 0 down. Call 671-478-AUTO to take a test drive or get pre-approved online at GuamAutospot.com.
I wonder if it'll go to his head. I made James Howard and the Howard Experience the moderator on the YouTube. Do I have to do that every day, or is that permanent?
I never heard of him, man.
It's the James Howard moderating now. What's going on? And he's throwing up all kinds of interesting quotes. I was asking myself, wait. Was it? That's him and Elvis are in a conversation. Wow, James, just noticed you've got a right-handed crescent wrench after your handle. Congratulations. When do we open the bong room next to the champagne room? And James says, I was just asking myself that very question. I didn't put it there. Maybe I'm the chosen one. Smoke break. He's got the right-handed crescent wrench on because I've made him the moderator.
Oh, nice.
Of the thing. That's why he's got that. And so he says, yeah, if you ain't the first, you're last. Feel the tiger. Those are the big fish that he's talking about. Anyway, so just Mandarin conversations on that side. On the Facebook side, Tonduk is checking out. Sabine Chargaloff is watching the program, and everybody that knows Sabine is watching the video of him doing skydiving from several million feet up in the sky over California or wherever that is, straight down to the actual ground. Somebody had asked if I would do skydiving for $1 million and $5 million. I said, absolutely, yes. I wouldn't enjoy it. I would go up kicking and screaming the entire time down, but because I've got that fear. It's one of those things. I don't know. Every once in a while, while you're just before you're able to fall off to sleep, I get these moments of anxiety about how I don't want to die. I don't want to drown. That looks like it's just all kinds of panic and anxiety. And what's going to be the last 30 or 40 seconds of your life. Likewise, falling. And you don't have to fall from a very, very high height in order to die. 35, 40 feet to get you to, terminal velocity, and the impact could kill you on the way down. So it's not like I have these dreams about falling off of buildings. I do. But that's not, it's not like a tall building falling down. You can fall down from a small building and die. Not crazy about getting burned either. I don't want to get burned. Yeah, so it's one of those things. Now everybody knows how it is that I don't want to go. Yeah, have you pondered the way you want to die? I'm thinking some of these guys, the guys that are showing up DOA at the hospital. I mean, I don't mean to make a joke out of it, but frankly, that's the way I want to go. I want to lay down and close my eyes, and when I open them up, I'm in heaven. With my Uncle Joe and Uncle Jim and Gonzalo and Grandma and Granddaddy and Mom and Dad. That's the way I want to go. Isn't that just the...
You might want to re-examine your life today.
Yeah, I might.
If that's your destination.
I don't.
If that is your desired destination.
I'm assuming it's going to be heaven. I was just thinking about it. It's 8:38 in the morning.
Just kidding.
Yeah, no, it's okay. No, I'm a bad guy. Everything you've... Anyway, so Montecillo Tyrant's got that last looking. Am I supposed to do that now, or was I supposed to do a thing for Nissan? Do I sell a car?
Yeah, you are supposed to.
I got,
Nissan
they got
car.
all kinds over there. I mean,
you could pick the
the
Kicks,
ships have come
Pathfinder,
in. Yeah. They're all over the place. When you hold on, I want to make sure I get this right. The Versa, Sentra, Kicks, and the Frontier, one of my favorite pickup trucks in the whole wide world. They've already got the deal put together for you. 0 down, APR as low as 1.99% on your good credit. Get all that stuff figured out. Make an appointment. You can just walk in if you want to. Surprise them. They love that over at Nissan, and just say I heard the guy on the radio talking about the incredible new Versa and the Sentra and the Kicks and 2022s that are on the lot right now that I can buy. Here's my check stub. Right? This is what everybody says about my credit score. What can I get from here on this entire lot? And they'll be happy to show you. Make your reservations today at NissanGuam.com. Now, with news, here's Mana Silva. Tyron, off of Mana, what happened?
Well, police were busy this weekend responding to a number of cases. One of them, a woman was sexually assaulted while at Ipoh Beach. They made an arrest in that case. Also, another man, a 61-year-old man, is in intensive care after he was shot by a bow and arrow. And then a woman who was 60 years old was shot by a pellet gun. Police did make an arrest in each of those cases. Meanwhile, there is one more COVID-related fatality that was recorded yesterday, bringing the island now to 223. The latest is a 68-year-old man who was at GRMC. He did have underlying health conditions and was also vaccinated. Also, the JIC report says there were 91 new cases of COVID-19. That brings us to 16,991 officially reported cases. The CAR score is at 17.5. And those are your headlines right here on The Point.
I just reading up on Japan while we're talking about it, because like I said, a few weeks ago, and you remember during the Olympics, everybody says, "Oh my God, Japan, what a basket case!" They got all these positive hits on the COVID-19 and all of that stuff, and now in recent weeks, and literally the last 2 or 3 weeks, things have turned around there. The bars, as they say, are packed. Trains are crowded. The mood is celebratory despite a general bafflement over what exactly is exactly behind the sharp drop. It's the same but different than what we've got here.
Did they stop testing? You know, you stop testing.
You're not going to get as many positives. What the hell? Just keep looking at the number of vaccinations that they've got there. This may not. Japan, unlike other places in Europe and Asia, has never had anything close to a lockdown, just a series of relatively toothless states of emergency. And this is true. I got people in Japan that I communicate with, and they tell me, they say, yeah, bars are closed, but people are still inside drinking. They just, not letting any new people in. And they very politely ask people, stay home. But if you want to go out, go out. It'll be okay. You got Japanese who have been wearing masks since before it was popular, before it was COVID popular, and they say that's one of the contributing factors. It may not be as much of a mystery as the Japanese health ministry is making it out to be. Part of the decline is no doubt attributable to the country's accelerated vaccination push. It started off very slow, but now over 70% of the population has got the shot. Others point to the fact that Japanese were very accustomed to wearing face masks in public, even before the pandemic began. And then there's this. Another factor is that the people remaining in Japan who have not taken the vaccine probably already had what they refer to as the Chinese coronavirus. So hopefully all of that conspires to get the Japanese into a position where, hey, you know what? We're healthy. Let's go to someplace where we're reasonably comfortable that they are healthy as well. And if you look at sheer vaccination numbers, 90% of the eligible population of Guam has been vaccinated. We got some issues here with comorbidities. That's very, very clear. And maybe there are a lot of people that have already had the coronavirus. Japan right now at level 3 on the CDC travel guidance. Guam continues to be at level 4. But interesting to see, as they say, toothless states of emergency and bye, Mana. And relatively toothless restrictions that were placed on the population out there, and they're crawling out of it. Well, here we are with a high population of vaccinated people. We've got some tighter restrictions, depending on who you talk to. I'm beginning to hear about speakeasies and not a whole lot by way of enforcement. In fact, they're probably doing more real environmental health inspections now than they are inspections of bars and restaurants to make sure that the guys like me and Real Joe aren't going in there fibbing on the self-attestation form.
True.
Right?
Yeah, I won't do that, man.
I just wear a mask all the time, and nobody knows it's me. I wear a mask, and I still have one of those "I'm in" hats.
Oh,
and so they're going, no, it looks like Ray, but he's wearing an "I'm in" hat. There's no way that's really Ray Gibson. No, that's
inconceivable.
Inconceivable. Thank you very much. A line from one of my favorite movies. 8:43 in the morning. All right, there's news, etc. Together here on The Point.
There's a steak with your name on it at the new Longhorn Steakhouse. Flo's Filet is an exceptionally tender center cut. The New York Strip is a steakhouse classic, and Longhorn's famous outlaw ribeye is well marbled and fire grilled. Longhorn is ready and waiting to pour you a margarita and make you a steak. Longhorn Steakhouse is open daily from 11 to 10 p.m.
Choosing health insurance for my family is difficult. I need to know our health insurance will protect us now and in the future. Take Care members have access to the island's largest offering of free fitness classes and health education programs, and a high-quality credentialed network of on- and off-island healthcare providers, including the convenient one-stop FHP Health Center and urgent care. My family choose Take Care. Your family should also consider choosing Take Care. Call 671-647-3526 for more information. Take Care, our island, your health plan.
Papa, see what I'm on here? What? What do you want me to do?
Oh, come on.
You working that Japanese angle. All right. Docomo. In fact, I owe them an email today. I told you I got a fiber thing, right? We got a fiber drop from Docomo Pacific Business.
Piece of glass.
It's a sexy piece of glass, bud. It is a sexy. So they peeled back. There's a jacket that goes on this thing, and they peeled it back, and then there are individual strands of the glass fiber, and so I'm sitting there going, okay, which color are they going to use in the box? And the guy brought over the fiber to Ethernet adapter. So now I've got the sweet fiber with sweet megabytes in the building. And anyway, so guy Jeff sends me an email yesterday. Says, "Hey, do me a favor, take a look at this. I just need you to sign that we've changed your agreement and we've added a whole bunch of stuff to it." I'm like, dude, you guys are awesome. Look, they can do the same thing for you, whether it's fiber or maybe which is regular wired internet, or maybe you want to do some phones for your outside people, phones for your desk. They've got all of the tools, all the technology that will bring you a scalable set of technologies that will work for you from the guys over at Docomo Pacific Business. Work better together. Yeah, super exciting. Now, you might be going, Ray, don't you already have internet? Yeah, I do. We've got a bunch of different flavors of the internet here. I got wired. I got a big pipe, I don't know, underground somewhere, and it's always good to have a backup. You know,
Heard about your big pipe, right?
Back in the olden days, thank you. Back in the olden days, it was a lot of it's like, what do you need the internet for? I need to surf the internet. I need to pull in feeds. I need to pull in signals and all of that stuff. But now we are in the content generation business, as a lot of guys are, and we have a lot of outgoing feeds, whether it's to YouTube, whether it's to Facebook, whether it's to where else do we get to go? The Point.gu and Odyssey and all of these different sound services where our feeds can be found on. We've got to service all of that, and if one pipe goes down and you don't have a backup, guess what? You are off the internet air, and that's not good for anybody, ourselves and clients, etc. So it's important that we stay on the air, and we do it with the help of those guys. 8:47 in the morning, man. I got to tell you what, it has become one of the strangest parts of the day when I'm in the afternoon. And I don't know where you guys find the inspiration for it, but Cousin Troy is always the first guys out that begins to post stories about the magistrate reports, and the interesting magistrate report about the MFer, I think is how you described him, the MFer that shot his mother with the pellet gun.
Yeah, the original headline said something like "Man 26 allegedly," and I crossed it out and I replaced "Man 26" with MF.
Right?
It's crazy.
What? I don't care. How mad do you have to be? The interesting thing, and it's curious to us, and it's humorous to us, but there are just some really screwed up people in this town. You get this guy Vic Sirius on or about October 17th, 4:48 a.m. Police spoke with Clarissa, who said her boyfriend of 6 months, Vic Sirius is his name, had attacked her outside their apartment in Tamuning. He was drinking beer, then started drinking Jack Daniels in the parking lot. Sirius pushed her in the back. Then he grabbed her by the hair and held her on the ground. Sirius put her in a chokehold and choked her for a couple of seconds, and then she started screaming. Police later saw that she had lacerations on her fingers and a bump on her head from the from the injuries sustained from, quote, her boyfriend of 6 months. And I hope this woman, Clarissa, has got the smarts to call somebody and get the hell out of that relationship.
Well, I can't remember if she's the one who called the cops in this case, and hopefully she did. And so there's a couple pieces of commentary here. One is that yes, thankfully Clarissa got help. And she's hopefully okay now. Two, that unfortunately, magistrates' reports like that are a dime a dozen and on Guam these days, and you're seeing more and more. That magistrate's report was of all 6 that were released yesterday, was the most mild.
No, I thought the drunk driving one. I thought there was a drunk driving one with a guy that was going slowly in the opposite lanes. I thought that was the milder one. We've got one
of the ones we covered. We don't cover the DUIs.
Oh, I see.
I see. So yeah, we don't cover the
There's a story about John Martinez, who shot his mother in the leg with a pellet gun, on top of all kinds of other nonsense. There's the story about Ken Guile, who went after somebody and shot twice, attempted murder charges now here, because he shot somebody with the bow and arrow.
That was the bizarre one. And, you can see in that one that the prosecutor expresses, I think it's her, disappointment with the judiciary, and seems to cast aspersions in the declaration that this guy would not have been out had it not been for a conditional release and the probation office not doing its job. If you notice, he's on felony release, or he was charged with felony on felony release because he was supposed to have been living in Maina since 2019 when he was released to a home there on condition by a judge of the Superior Court. And, you know, the story there is that this probably wouldn't have happened if the probation office was doing its job or if this guy was spending time in jail.
Well, I mean, not a whole lot of room in jail, we hear, number one. And number two, do we have enough probie guys to be able to keep track of, I mean, in a week, because we got 25 new guys that are going before a magistrate every week. And of those guys, a lot of them are going to show up in front of a judge. Judge is going to give them some kind of conditional or pretrial release to get them out of their hair for a couple of minutes. Not too many people are really spending any time in jail. I wonder if this guy, after this, is finally going to get some time.
If the police can do their jobs and make zero money out of doing their jobs, and the money that they do make goes over to pay the judiciary cops.
Yep.
And the judiciary cops should be able to do their jobs because at the very least, they're being funded.
Well, then we'll keep them on the spot. We need more guys, and we need more resources to take care of all of the pressures on the criminal justice system. Maybe there's guys over at the legislature that need to see this for what it is. I mean, every year in October, there's going to be some solemn ceremony that is going to pay tribute to people like this Clarissa, who, but for the grace of God, managed to survive her incident of domestic abuse. I hope she's able to get out of there. Reminder, the Varo hotline, 477-5552. 477-5552. If you need help or you know somebody that needs help, keep track of that number, and they will spirit the domestic abuse victim out from under where they are and get them someplace safe. Having said all that, you're right. There's some other interesting stories, including this guy, Ago Pius. When the cops found him, he had an unconscious woman, and he had his fingers in her mouth. Strange stories about things that are taking place out in the middle of the night in central Tumon, down at Epal Beach.
Epal Beach, yeah. So we always say on our show, nothing good happens between 11 a.m. and 5 p.m. unless you're waking up to go jogging at 2 a.m. or something like that.
Yeah, I think that's about right. 3:23 in the morning, and an unusual time. It looks like he met up with the girl, had a good time with some beer, took her down to Epal, and then took advantage of the situation. At least that's the way it looks now. And I think this guy might be the only guy that I'm aware of in the magistrate reports that doesn't have a prior.
Yeah, and actually, I think he gave his statements to the police. I don't know if any of the others caught. Oh, yeah, I think the guy who is alleged to have shot his mother spoke to police as well. That one is just, you know, I got an interesting comment from one of our viewers just asking, what are the ethnicities of these people? I was like, it's all over the place. What about most of them? I said, Chamorro. Most of them are Chamorro. Mm-hmm. I mean, we tend to want to blame another type of or another ethnic group on asylum, but if you look at the majority of these violence cases, it really is our own people.
Well, we've done a lousy job since the Second World War, I think, of raising real men around here that would die for the opportunity to take care of a woman. And we've got, I always put it like this: we got a generation of guys that have grown up that their mother's been sitting around wiping their butts their entire lives, and they have no idea how to deal with stress. They have no idea how to deal with other people and situations where they get their love advice from television and rap songs.
I mean, do men still hold the door open for women these days? I don't know. Is chivalry dead? I mean, I'm gay. I still hold doors open for women because that's what my dad taught me.
It's right. It's simple. And I know your family. You're not part of that generation of guys that have had their butt wiped for them their entire lives. But there's just a whole bunch of people, and for every one of these guys, I guarantee there's a mom or a dad out there somewhere saying he's a good boy. He just can't control his temper. He's like that. When he gets mad, and when he's on ice, and when he's drinking beer, he just and Jack Daniels, he just gotta give him some room and leave some space there. That's a real problem. problem. We've got a real mental health problem. In the same way, I don't know that we've got enough people over at the Proby. We don't have enough folks over at the courts. We don't have enough cells to put people in. Clearly, we don't have enough people that can see the mental health needs of the entire community.
Well, and I'm glad you had that conversation with John Fernandez earlier, because we can talk all we want about all the professionals that we need in order to treat the problem, but if we don't get to the root of the problem, this is just going to be a continuous problem. And so that funding issue you were talking about with John Fernandez is critical, and the legislature putting its money where its mouth is, the people's money where the senator's political promises are, is critical in trying to solve problems before they ever pop up. And education is where it all starts.
And we have been ripping off the kids for generations around here, and now it's very clear. Now with to the degree that we've been ripping them off, now we're keeping them out of school, which is the only place where they might be able to get some of that training, and putting them in more stressful situations, and they're being fed trash now, and they're going to be obese. They're going to run into the diabetic problems. This is the next generation of COVID-19 victims. Just crazy. 8:56 in the morning. Always interesting, a conversation with Cousin Troy from over at Candid News. Now, Cousin Troy had put a picture up on my WhatsApp, and I'm looking at this going, wow, pretty face. Who is this, and why are we asking if she's going to show? Who is that in the screen here, buddy?
That woman is a very important woman to the ongoing corruption proceedings or corruption investigation against Governor Torres. That is his longtime executive assistant, Francis de la Cruz, who also happens to be the First Lady's first cousin. And political spectators believe that she knows where the proverbial bodies are buried. She is the subject.
Wait. Can I put you on hold there for a second? What do you mean they're buried? Because it seems to me in the testimony that we've been hearing coming out of this investigation in Saipan, that these bodies are hidden, some of them on the surface, out in plain sight where everybody can see it. Do you think there's more underground?
Well, with how vehemently opposed the Torres administration is, and the high-powered attorney from Washington is, to keep this woman from testifying before the committee, there's some speculation that there's a whole lot more that has not yet been uncovered.
Wow. So they've got a sticky subpoena, and she's supposed to show today?
She's supposed to show today, but we're told that her attorney, Viola Alafuzo, has already informed the committee chairwoman, Selena Babalsa, that Francis de la Cruz will not show up. So there will be an interesting question about contempt of the legislature, everything has been leading up to Ralph Torres, and this Francis de la Cruz is the most important person to testify so far, even more than the lieutenant governor. Francis de la Cruz has a lot of information that people believe she can offer to this investigation. From her, it goes up the ladder, and there aren't too many rungs left up this ladder to Ralph Torres. It goes, the former Secretary of Finance, Mr. Larson, the current Secretary of Finance, the Commissioner on Public Safety, then Will Castro, the Chief of Staff, then Diane Torres, and then Ralph Torres. I mean, this thing is almost over. And, I don't know about almost over, but it's getting pretty high up the ladder. And Francis de la Cruz is at that start of that upper echelon.
Well, again, at some point, somebody's got to stop banging the gavel at the legislature and their Congress and start banging the gavel in court.
There's speculation that the U.S. Attorney's Office is working on that in a case that the FBI has had since the raids happened, or since a little bit before the raids happened. But, nothing's come of it yet, so... The legislature
they're getting some of the work is being done obviously by members of the legislature in the CNMI. This is going to be interesting. So 10:30 this morning we'll find out. They've already sent word through the grapevine that she's probably not going to show. My guess is if she does show her face, it'll be a whole bunch of taking the fifth here, because it is possible with the kind of power and knowledge that she's got in her head that there could be some laws that she might be alleged to have committed.
I mean, I would not be surprised. But what I think that if she does show up, the phrase that will be invoked is I plead executive privilege.
Is that for real? I don't know. Maybe up in the CNMI. Cousin Troy, I'll talk to you pretty soon. We'll be watching at 10:30.
Thank you. You guys have a good day.
You know what? It's time drop into Fox News Live here on The Point.
President Biden has agreed to allow the National Archives to release the documents requested by the Select Committee. Jared Halpern, Fox News.
The Senate is set to hold a procedural vote Wednesday on a bill that would overhaul federal election laws.
The Freedom to Vote Act is a balanced, effective, and common sense bill. It sets basic standards for all Americans to vote safely and securely, while protecting elections from subversion.
Majority Leader Chuck Schumer, the bill would expand voters' access to mail-in ballots. Some Republicans object to the measure, saying it could lead to voter fraud. Jury selections begun in Georgia against father and son Gregory and Travis McMichael and their neighbor William Bryan, charged with killing a black man who was out for a run in their neighborhood.
They're accused of killing jogger Ahmaud Arbery, who they claimed was trespassing in February of last year. The killing, which was recorded on video, sparked more racial tension as the suspects are white and the 25-year-old Arbery was black, and also amidst claims that law enforcement was slow to investigate. The three suspects are also facing federal charges and a trial next year.
Fox's Evan Brown. Former President Obama calls former Secretary of State Colin Powell an exemplary soldier and an exemplary patriot. Powell died from complications from COVID-19. He was 84. America is listening to Fox News.
Great news, Guam! Chili's 2 for Dining is back. Enjoy a full-on meal deal made for 2 for just $35. Start with 2 Coca-Cola beverages, an appetizer to share, and 2 mouth-watering entrees like the sizzling personal fajitas, the mouth-watering honey chipotle steak and shrimp, or Chili's world-famous fall-off-the-bone baby back ribs. Available for a limited time. Dine in today or call 648-7377 to place to-go orders. Chili's is located on the 2nd floor of Tuan Sands Plaza. Chili's. Savor the moment.
Top End Pest Control is who you call for all your pest control needs. Got a problem with roaches, ants, spiders, rodents, fleas, ticks, termites? No problem. They do it all. Top End Pest Control is a service-disabled, veteran-owned small business and HubZone certified. Serving Guam since 2012. Call them today for a quote, 487-5657, or email topendpest@gmail.com. Check them out on Facebook at Top End Pest Control and give them a like. Top End Pest Control for all your pest control needs.
Talks between the European Union and Iran over its nuclear capabilities are on pause.
As hopes fade in the Biden administration for a swift return to the Iranian nuclear deal, the European Union's top diplomat Joseph Borrell said he hoped EU and Iranian diplomats would meet soon. He declined to confirm reports of a meeting in Brussels on Thursday. A senior EU official said last week Iran was not ready yet to return to actual talks with world powers, but could discuss with the EU texts that would be put forward later. This as Iran's production of nuclear material and the development of its missile program continues, with growing pressure on the Biden administration domestically and in the region. Critics complain Washington has no plan B if the current deal completely falls through. In London, Greg Falcott, Fox News.
The Environmental Protection Agency says it's taking steps to limit pollution from a cluster of long-lasting chemicals called PFAs that have been showing up in drinking water. The chemicals are associated with numerous health conditions, including cancer. Some Ram trucks could be recalled.
Some of their high-pressure fuel pumps have failed, leading to stalling or loss of power. The investigation covers 600,000 heavy-duty diesel Ram trucks, 25, 35, 45, and 5500s. The National Highway Traffic Safety Administration says it's received 24 complaints or reports of stalling engines, but no reports of crashes or injuries. The problem could lead to a recall. The truck's manufacturer sent a bulletin to dealers 2 years ago to collect the fuel pumps on those trucks. Chris Foster, Fox News.
For the first time, the annual Soul Train Awards will be presented at New York City's legendary Apollo Theater. The show, which honors the year's best in soul, hip-hop, and R&B, will be recorded and air on BET November 28th. The show will also celebrate the 50th anniversary of the debut of Soul Train, the TV show that showcased black music and popular dance. Numerous black artists have performed at the Apollo Theater in Harlem since it opened in 1914. I'm Lisa Lacera, and this is Fox News.
Now open on Guam, 511 Tactical Gear Guam, offering superior tactical apparel and duty gear for law enforcement, first responders, tactical operators, and recreational enthusiasts. You'll find Guam's largest selection of 511 pants, shirts, jackets, hats, boots, watches, knives, lights, patches, and gear bags. Shop inventories online at tacticalgearguam.com. Located in Harmon, Route 16 Army Drive between Little Wangs and the Dungeon, right next to Bargain Tactical. 511 Tactical Gear Guam. Always be ready.
Thank you, Guam, for nominating Take Care and FHP as one of Pika's best. Please vote Take Care as Pika's best medical insurance, FHP as Pika's best medical, eye, and dental clinic, and FHP's very own pediatrician, Dr. Edna Santos, as Pika's best pediatrician. Take Care, our island, your health plan.
Over the past 5 years, confidential data and network breaches have doubled for small and large businesses, resulting in huge financial loss. At GTA, our multi-threat security bundle is a cost-effective solution monitored by our team of experts, ready to detect known malware and stop new evolving cyber threats before entering your network.
Protect your business with confidence and call 671-644-1000 or visit gta.net/enterprise. GTA, we start with you.
Hi, Taurus, and my name is Ray. Ray Gibson Show here, as a matter of fact, portions of which brought to you by the guys over at Chili's. It's the big two dining for, what is it? There's a whole name for it. Do you remember what it is, Real Joe? Dining sensation 2 for. There it is.
There you go.
Hold on, no. No, it's I can remember the entrees, but I always forget the slip into it, the smooth 40+ years in broadcasting way I'm supposed to jump into an ad for Chili's. All right. Well, clumsy or not, the food's going to be fantastic. Chili's 2 for Dining is back. A full-on meal deal made for you and a pal for just $35. Start with a couple of Coca-Cola beverages, an appetizer to share, a couple of mouth-watering entrees, sizzling personal fajitas. And you know what beer works well, it pairs well with the sizzling personal fajitas? Everything. Whatever they got on the bar, go ahead and get 1 or 2 of those, and you'll love it. Honey chipotle steak and shrimp. Ooh, it's got some spice on it. And the world-famous fall-off-the-bone baby back ribs, among those to choose from. And the 2 for Dining available for a limited time. Dine in today or call 648-7377 and place your to-go orders or reservations if you're actually going to be inside. Located on the 2nd floor of the Tumon Sands Plaza, Chili's, where you can savor the moment.
Real Talk Radio is back. Welcome to The Point, Guam's FM News Talk Superstation.
So I was upgrading my iPad the other day, and I thought, I'm tired of upgrading. Why don't I just get a new one? Why don't I just get a new one? Why not? It's right there. I said, go beyond the box. You find them beyond the way. They're in the Pika Best of deal, and I have not yet this morning. Have we gone on the air and shilled for votes? Okay, we'll do that in a second. Let me take care of the one for Beyond the Box. iPad Pros, first, second, third, multiple generations, all this stuff. Apple TVs, AirTags. Beyond the Box has got you covered. Call 888-8269. That's 888-8-BOX. You got to try out this AirTag gizmo. The technology has matured now, and they can. I see this on the social media where you can get like a dog collar on it.
I saw it, yeah.
And it's got the little air tag
Find
inside.
your dog. So many people losing their dogs lately.
Exactly. And if you don't want to be one of those guys. Now, I was going to say, see if you can find Bob Kelly, if he can explain the technology here. Because I think it's kind of interesting how this stuff works. Now, it's not the first company that's come out and done it. It's just the first company that's associated with a business that I'm associated with, and that is Beyond the Box. I got a for Christmas, my birthday, I can't remember what it was, but I was given a box of tiles. Not like, JK tiles. And I'd show you one right now, but I actually don't have one with me in the studio. And the reason is because I forgot it at home. It's a tile the same size and shape as a credit card, and you put it in your wallet. And if you've got your wallet on you, that's okay. If you got it near you, that's okay. But the system recognized as I was about a mile away from my house that I didn't have it on me. It said, you've left your wallet, and then it gives me the address of the house, and it asks, was this helpful or not? And the answer is yeah. Unfortunately, it's 4:30 in the morning, and I'm already on my way to work, so it's not like I needed to do this. So somebody needs to buy me lunch today. But the point is it's really cool. Now, how does it know how it works? Is the thing that I got in my head, because it's normally attached by an app on the phone. But the phone was with me, but the tile itself was still at the house. So that's kind of what I want to find out is, how does this work and play with itself, maybe other Bluetooth devices that are around, or maybe even other tile users, tile and whatever, the tags are, because it will change, frankly, the way you're able to surveil your inventory. Now, I've told you at 10 after 9, I've told you that, one of the things that I would like to have, it's a want, not a need, but I would like to have a Yeti cooler. Now, my birthday's not coming up, I guess. But Christmas is. It doesn't have to be one of the fancy, the big, fisherman Yeti cooler. I don't need anything like that. Maybe just something to hold a couple of cases of beer and ice, potato salad.
Sure, the whole family can chip in for that one, Ray.
But I've often said, I'm not getting one until I can put some kind of GPS tracker on it. And the answer is, you can now put some kind of tracking in
nice.
it. You can now, with the tile or the tag or whatever, stick that in the Yeti, and if it grows legs, you ought to be able to find it. And I know with the tile, there's a way that you can crowdsource. So if I'm a tile subscriber and you're a tile subscriber, I can reach out to you and say, hey man, I'm missing my tile. Can you and share it among the entire tile community? Wow, right?
That's huge.
Now that's for if I wanted to use it for good. What if I want to use it for evil? How would that work? How would I use the thing for evil? See a pretty girl over there? What's your name? Nunya? Nunya what? Nunya business? Oh yeah? And then she goes into the water, and you take one of these little tile deals, and you put it in her purse. She don't know it's there. She don't know what it is. And when she goes, it goes with her. And you can use the same technology that would help you find my Yeti, or help you find my wallet, or help you find the keys to the car, because they come in a little key fob, right? You can also use that to... and it's got to right now. It's got to be advanced stalking right there. I mean, that's not the baby step, right? That's not just I'm waiting for you outside your work. I know what time you went to work. I know what time you left work, and I can see exactly where you've been since you left work. Have you said you were going to church? There's no church there. That's not a church. That's
trouble, man.
It's trouble. It is. It is trouble. That's going to get people in arguments. So I can see right now there are women listening to the broadcast going, oh, I need that. I need that right now. I'm going to go on Amazon. I'm going to buy that thing and put it in the boyfriend's car and see where he's going. You said you were going to be hanging out with the boys, going fishing, huh? Hey, are you going fishing? Because that house out in Leguan doesn't look like it's anywhere near the water. In fact, that looks like your ex-chick's house. Sup?
Smell like fish, man.
9:15 in the morning. So I'll just play around with the technology as you will. 888-255-888-TALK. What's this from Cousin Troy? Are you immunocompromised and want your Pfizer booster shot, or want to get your first or second dose of the coronavirus? Head to the Seaport today. They're having the vaccine clinic, which is going to be open to the public. Oh, how nice! And an invitation to a lunch. But I have to turn it down. Sorry about that. I cannot. Am unvaxxed. Okay. There we go. So it's somebody invited me. It's at CPK in Agana.
Oh, nice.
They're open for dine-in now.
Yeah, I've seen it. I've walked by.
Guess who can't go in?
Us.
We can, and we can. If somebody asked me and said, well, can you eat outside? They got an outside place. And the answer is no. You know why? Because it's frickin' vindictive is what it is.
Yeah.
That's what it has. Nothing. What does that have to do with science? Where's the science behind that? No, it's not. No, you can go and whatever. But we don't want you to enjoy any of the perks of modern living here because you're a heathen. You're unvaxxed. You don't care about other people in society. You're got no problem spreading your dirty COVID-19 cooties all over everybody. Even though you can go inside and there's vaccinated people that are just as capable of spreading but they're healthy COVID-19. They're clean. They're blessed COVID-19 cooties because they got the vaccine. They got the shot. Ponder. Let's go, Brandon. 888-825-5880-TALK. No, it's the... I might put this one up on the screen because it's funny. The meme machine is still down. I might have a little bit of extra time here today unless we get into another one of these situations where there's a GPA meltdown nearby. But I do have a means of getting some of the interesting stuff on the screen. This is funny. These kids think they're getting candy this year, but I'm really handing out a terabyte of government conspiracy videos. What you see on the screen are a bunch of USBs. The thumb drives that are made to look like candy, fun-sized candy, as a matter of fact. Hey, whenever I say fun-sized, do you think of candy or do you think of certain waitresses? Never mind. Sorry, just, it's one of those things because it's in my brain. 888-825-5880-TALK is the telephone number here at the radio station. Now, I was saying something about Pika earlier, and it has been all morning long. I've been here since 6, and I haven't asked you any favors yet, right? But now here I am, the host of the Ray Gibson Show, asking, what have you done for me lately? Between Real Joe and Mon and myself, you realize what time we got to wake up to get here? Every other DJ on every other radio station on Guam, if they're showing up, we'll show up at the office if they're doing a morning show. They show up quarter after, 20 after 6.
True.
What's the deal? Just get there by the first break. Nobody's listening at 6. It's all right. I don't need to be there at 6. And did they put any prep into anything they do? Just listen. No, they didn't. No, they didn't. Completely flying by the seat of their pants. Trust me on this. I know. I've done the job. I've supervised the job. You get these guys in a studio, show up late, and they go. They try to be clever with the intros and the outros of the songs and stuff like that. Ask them what's going on. I don't know. I'm just going to try to be funny today. Okay, keep trying. Me personally, though, we're up at crack of 4 o'clock at least for me. I know Real Joe gets here before I do, but he doesn't shower. But anyway, so he's here early. I'm here early. Mon is out getting ready for the show, getting the news together. I'm in my office at 5, no later than 5 o'clock every single morning. And at 6 o'clock, we all combine in the building, in the studios. And we have already got a put together and prepped program. So we know who we're going to talk to. We know what the topics are that we absolutely positively need to hit, and we do that. There's an astonishing amount of prep that goes into this program, and I'd like to say that of the teams that are out there doing it, we're the best. We're the best, and I hope you agree. I hope you agree. And if you do, number one, I can tell because you just listen to all that crap that I just said. So you must think there's something to this, and you must appreciate the effort that goes into it. And if you haven't yet, please go to Pika. And don't look in entertainment. I don't know. I have no idea why we're in entertainment. They've got us down with services, like Best Massage Parlor. All right, anything that has the words Itchy Bang or what's the Oriental? Flower. Wait.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, those are the good ones. But anyway, we're not even, they don't even have us down there, for personalities like Bess, your microphone's still open, but we got not even like Jess Allig from the mayor's office. Big ass ad, bro. Him and Junie. You can't miss it. Your mouse automatically goes there. But for us, you got to find us. We're deep in services, and scroll down until you get to Best Radio Station. And there are 5 choices. I'm happy to say we are the only talk radio entity in the entire list. Boss 104, the only classic and classic hits station that is on the list. And there are 3 top 40 stations I like to consider the one that we've got, Star 101, the best of them. I know how much effort I put into the thing. Love the sound. Oh, my God. Love the sound.
Special station.
Subharmonics, bro. I got subs. I got subs on that station, Brett. Anyway. So click on that, give it a like, give it a share, and I appreciate it. 9:19 in the morning, 888-8255, 888-TALK is the telephone number. There he is. I like to consider myself a propeller head, but this guy's got more initials after his name than most people have letters in their actual name. Bob Kelly on the line, and we're talking a little bit of technology. Hey, Bob, how you doing?
I'm doing fine, thank you. I'm on the road, so I hope I have a good connection with my Bluetooth and car audio system.
You know what? It's actually pretty good considering it's Bluetooth. Normally that sounds like crap. You must have gotten a new one.
Well, Bluetooth is getting better and better. Keep in mind that's one of the things we'll be talking about is the newer Bluetooths can carry bigger bandwidth, and the range on some long-range Bluetooths, again, this kind of goes into what you're talking about, can hit up to 100 meters on line of sight.
Get out, really?
And they're experimenting with a version that can go almost a kilometer line of sight. I say line of sight because if you got concrete walls and stuff, that changes your
Sure. Well, most people, you think about Bluetooth, and they're thinking in terms of exactly what you're doing, communicating a Bluetooth in my ear, and that communicates to the phone, and that communicates back to the radio station, or Bluetooth to my JBL sound deal, and that's how I'm listening to my tunes over at the beach. But there literally are a ton of other uses for that Bluetooth tunnel between the Bluetooth transmitter and any number of other Internet of Things devices, right?
Well, that's right. In fact, I take it you haven't had a chance to watch the presentation I did on IoT, but Bluetooth is called a PAN. You have LANs, which are wide area networks. You have LANs, which are local area networks. Well, the Bluetooth technology, along with Zigbee, are both considered PANs, or personal area networks, which means they're in your personal area around you.
And as you say, we're making adaptations, and there are different numbers and letters. Keep this in mind if you're putting. One of my favorite uses for Bluetooth is I've got an iPad. My iPad talks to Spotify or the Points app or whatever, and I use Bluetooth to send to a little receiver that's connected to my stereo speakers and a very, very small amplifier. So I've got a kind of a micro sound system at the house. Sounds absolutely perfect, and you can hear it from the street, but that's the way I'm using Bluetooth, and it's important now to check your spec because over the years between Harman Kardon, Bose, and others, they have upgraded these little Bluetooth receivers for audio. So if you think you're putting together an audiophile system, know that there are evolutions even in Bluetooth technology.
Well, also, your watches you have operate by Bluetooth. My fitness strap and my EKGs go back and forth by Bluetooth. Bluetooth can control your car. There's just so many. You can actually put a little device where your car connects with all of its smarts that they use for maintenance.
Yeah.
You can actually put a device into there, and it can continuously give you readings on your car as far as what your efficiency, if you've got lights on and so on. And that can pop up on your phone, or even you can get a heads-up display and watch your speed, your RPM, and so on right through your top of your dashboard.
All right, now, so the reason why I'm calling on this is because I was talking about these tags that they've got at Beyond the Box and little tile deals, and those talk to the phone by Bluetooth. So yeah, if I forget where I put the remote control or the keys to the car or whatever, I can go to my tile program and it will tell me where it is. And it's happened before where it says, oh, your wallet, you left it at the beach. And so I gotta go back and hope I can find it. And I always did. But how does it know that I left it at the beach if I'm not there? If the phone's not there to be able to receive that Bluetooth signal?
Well, okay, there's a couple of things in here that's going on, and this technology transcends Bluetooth into the fact that Apple is actually using a slightly different RF technology, but in the same band, so it's in the same unlicensed low-power band.
Mm-hmm.
But what it knows is where it lost your signal. And so you've got near-field communications. That's how you go to use your credit card or what have you, where you use your watch or your phone and you can go to the store, put it on the terminal against the vending machine, and automatically charge your Apple Pay, Google Pay, Samsung Pay, whatever you're using. You've used that, correct?
Which one? The near field stuff? I haven't had it not for transactions. I haven't had the opportunity to do that, and never have any money in those accounts when I do have the opportunity. 924.
You don't need money. You don't need money. It just charges your card. But anyway, let me go. You link to it. But anyway, let me go back. So when you get out of the near field of your device on AirPlay, it knows where you were geographically when it lost you, like you've exceeded the distance. And that would be kept in its memory until it's back in again. So what you're really doing is, what was the last place that you had connectivity to my tag? And it will indicate where that was. And when you go back there, that was where you lost it, and that's why you go back. So what you're really doing is indicating the last place that had connectivity. So it doesn't know it's there. It knows that's the last place you had it. So if somebody went there, picked it up, and moved it, it would not know that.
I beg to differ on the tile, because I've actually seen this happen where I'd left my wallet in somebody else's car, and it was able to track the movement of that car.
Okay, that is true. And that's a technology tile, and Apple's doing it a slightly different way, and they do it. But what it's doing is it's connecting. Your friend may have also had a tile app running. That's usually one of the things that has to be done. And what happens is it indicates through their phone that your tile is missing, and it's going through. So you have a phone in there to link it back so it can identify it to you.
So if there are other link or tile people in the vicinity of my wallet or my watch or whatever that I've misplaced, I will be able to piggyback on their tile account?
Correct.
Wow. And there's lots of people apparently that have tiles.
Yes, there are.
That's very cool. Now, and you said the Apple technology. Well, we just lost Bob. I'm sorry. This is 9:27 in the morning. That's just the funniest thing in the world. Here we are, get a couple of propeller heads talking about gee whiz technology, and he's on his Bluetooth on his cell phone, and in the middle of the conversation where I'm ready to get him another question going, all of a sudden his phone drops. That's the fun. He's probably still talking too. If I know Bob Kelly, he's still talking. He's going to wait for he's going to hit the end of the sentence and wait for me to come back. Bob, if you're listening on the radio, that's okay. There's another phone story that I wanted to go over, and I was kind of hoping to get somebody from GTA on the line on this, but I'm hearing it first from GTA. I'm wondering if I'm going to hear it from the rest of our telecom friends. It says, as a valued customer, we are excited to share this news for you. I have GTA at the house. Due to a change, hey, Bob, is that you?
Yeah.
Okay, new subject here. I got an email from customer service over at GTA, and you're going to tell me why they're able to do this. It says, due to a change in our offerings, you can now save up to $8.50 a month on your home internet services. Take advantage of the savings. Contact us. When you signed up for only home internet services, our plan at the time included emergency line services, which allow you to make outgoing calls to 911, receive incoming calls, while GTA only charges $1 for this service because it is a voice telephone service. We also collect a subscriber line charge fee and E911 fee. Together, it's $8.50 a month. Due to a recent change, you can now choose to cancel the emergency line services and now save $8.50 a month. What's that change, Bob? What happened up in the regulatory side?
I will have to check that. I will have to get back to you tomorrow on that.
Wow, wait a second. Did I just, oh my God. You don't know?
Yeah. Actually, this last week and a half, actually the last month, I've had so much concentration on a brand new medical dental center at Naval Station, which I'm about to go into in about 5 minutes, that's where a lot of my mind's been concentrated on.
I see. Okay. And I know you and I have been working together on some stuff. And by the way, I need another barracks transmitter.
Yes?
You have one? Do you have one of the guys drop one off?
I'm here.
No, I need a barracks transmitter.
Oh.
Do you have a spare? Do you have one?
We might have one. I'll have to. You need an in-streamer? You said a transmitter.
Yeah, transmitter. Yeah, if you got an in-streamer, that'd be great.
You need an X-streamer.
No, I've got plenty of X-streamers. I've stolen 5 or 6 from your shop, so I just need in-streamer. So when you get a chance.
I'll check when I get back.
You're the man. I'll talk to you pretty soon. Wow, I punked him on that one. Bob Kelly doesn't know the answer to the question. Well, I guess we're going to need to get a hold of somebody then over at GTA. They sent it out to me, and the answer is yeah. I believe on the back of the GTA DSL modem that I've got at the house, there's a couple of jacks that say phone or fax or something on them, and I haven't been using them because it's just an internet service, and I've got GTA on this. So therefore, what do I need the phone service at the house? One other thing to annoy me, right? But now it looks like I might be able to save about $100 a year. If I just call them and take advantage of this. I don't know what that regulatory change was, but, darned excited to hear about that. But while I'm thinking about it, that means that they're going to be eliminating for at least people like me that are using only the data service at the house, $1 per month for E911. How are we going to continue to pay for the E911 systems? I don't know how many customers there are going to be like that, how many people it's going to impact between GTA and perhaps the other carriers that will be doing the same thing. I'll see what we can find out when it's time to find out. Yeah, they got that marketing guy, Nate. Nate works over at GTA now, right?
Yes, sir. Got a lot of heavy hitters over there.
I know it. I know it. Yep. You got. See if you can link up with him. See if we can get something going with him before it gets to be too late. 9:31 in the morning. Ray Gibson Show continues probably after these.
Looking for a seamless medical trip to Manila? St. Luke's Medical Center offers a convenient end-to-end medical travel service and direct access to St. Luke's, Quezon City, and Global City. St. Luke's Medical Travel Service covers patients from the Pacific and provides services such as air travel assistance, airport to hospital transportation, hospital admission, and more. To learn more, call Phil MD 671-637-5433 or visit their office in Tamuning, Guam across Baltej Pavilion. At St. Luke's, we love life.
There's so much that's new with the Eat Fresh, Refresh at Subway restaurants that we can't possibly fit it all into one radio spot, but I'm gonna try. There are amazing new toppings like hickory smoked bacon, bacon and smashed avocado. Try your favorite sub on the new breads like the hearty multigrain wheat or the artisan Italian white bread. Not to mention Subway's thicker, juicier steak. That's all I have time for. You gotta refresh to be fresh. Only at Subway.
JV International Safety Equipment has it all for you. Fall protection, rain gear, traffic signs, speed bumps, custom signs and banners, PPEs, fire extinguishers, plus more. Check them out on Facebook at JV International Safety Equipment Company or visit their website, www.jvisec.com. JV International Safety Equipment, Guam's leader in occupational and environmental safety equipment. Call 688-9524. JV International Safety Equipment located in Harmon Industrial Park.
I got it. Ray Gibson Show being brought to you by the guys over at 11's is one of the best kept secrets on Guam. Well, I'm about to spill the beans on these guys. It is a great coffee store right behind the radio station. You got DPW across the street, and you can go by a building that used to have a big iConnect sign on it, and then next to that is the radio station. There's a little alley, not an alleyway, but there's a little road. Because people live back there, too. But there's a road back there that will take you to 11's. There's a sign up on our building. You'll be able to spot it. You get in there, and awesome drinks. I mean, obviously, coffee store, so they know everything, 100 different recipes to get you caffeinated. Almost as caffeinated as me. They got great drinks, cool drinks for hot days. They got pastries. They'll do sandwiches for you. A lot going on in there. You might remember it as the old Rosie Rouge, and if that's your landmark, then that's where you're going to find 11's. You'll also find them in Pica's Best Of, so give them a vote today, would you?
Guam Auto Spot has the best selection in Buick, GMC, Mitsubishi, and used cars like the 2021 Mitsubishi Mirage starting at $127 per paycheck. Zero down. Call 671-478-AUTO to take a test drive or get pre-approved online at GuamAutospot.com.
Attention lawmakers, like many people, are concerned about government overreach, even in times of public health emergencies. And, I've read a little bit of the chapter and verse of some of the statutes and cases that are cited in this, including the case of Gibson versus Massachusetts. Almost said it wrong. Massachusetts.
Well played, Ray.
You're not a broadcaster unless you've mispronounced. Massachusetts on the air at least once or twice. Says under state law, local health law, authorities could compel adults to receive a smallpox vaccine. Henning Jacobson refused a free smallpox vaccination that was mandated by the city of Cambridge. And for that, he was fined $5 as a result. He argued the vaccination law violated his 14th Amendment due process rights. Justice John Marshall Harlan, writing for court's majority, concluded that states under their general police powers had the ability to enact vaccine laws to protect citizens. Police powers allow a state to pass laws to protect health, safety, and general welfare. Quote, it is for the legislature and not for the courts to determine in the first instance whether vaccination is or is not the best mode for prevention of smallpox and the protection of the public health. They later wrote there's at least a couple of other cases that people will cite that provide for the government to reach into your lives and say, yeah, your body, our choice, which is where we kind of at the loggerheads. But what was it that the guy said in there? What is it that Arlen said? It legislatures. It is a legislative job to do. So if you are a member of the 36th Guam legislature, maybe you want to be a member of the 37th Guam legislature and want to be able to take a look at the last 19 months, I'm rounding up, of our public health emergency that never, ever ends, and the powers of the governor's office, and apparently the lack of power that is afforded over at the legislature, superpowers that all of a sudden are available to people like Homeland Security and Civil Defense, Governor's Office, Public Health, and Social Services that don't normally exist in regular times, up to and including the power of the state to be able to compel vaccination. Interesting. Maybe there's legislation that can be written or legislation statute that exists that could change that. Go to Hawaii Free Press. It's Tuesday, and you get some interesting stories out of the Hawaii Free Press, including that one, National Constitution Center, talking about current constitutional issues related to vaccine mandates. Short article that I intend to read a little bit later on that might help guide some of the conversation if we want to have it moving forward. Now, I say if we want to have it moving forward because it seems to me with almost 90% of the population that is eligible for vaccines that have gotten the vaccination, it seems like a lot of people have voted with their arms already and for whatever reason are saying, yeah, vaccinate me. It's okay. Maybe I'm not going to die from it. Maybe I will. I don't know. But if that's what everybody else is doing, I'll go ahead and do it too, because I want to feel like I'm pulling on the same rope as the rest of our polite society. Hi, my name is Ray. I'm unvaxxed. I'm not anti-vax. I gotten vaccinated when I was a kid. My children have been vaccinated, at least the ones I know about. But anyway, they've gotten the shots, and it was just a matter of course. All of the things that we're traditionally used to, that we've seen at play for generations. I remember when I was a student at Cathedral Grade School, there was a time where Sister Emmeline and others lined us all up against the wall. I thought we were going to get shot. Well, as it turns out, we did. We were all marched up to the library at Cathedral Grade School. It was air-conditioned. In fact, the whole school was air-conditioned. Yeah, I'm privileged like that. And we got our shots. And as far as I know, only one kid ever got sick, and it wasn't really sick from it. I think she had just kind of freaked out about the shots in her arm, and she went a little bit faint. But she survived it. And as it turns out, not only did she survive it, she was also one of the smartest kids in the school, and was allowed to advance a grade right after the vaccination. So maybe it made her smarter. I don't know. Wow. I don't know. But so we've gotten all that. So I'm not anti-vax, and I'm not so much anti-vax this one. I think I've got some credible responses when they say when we start talking about the various reactions to the vaccine. Things that are happening to kids, things that are happening to adults, blood clots. There's just enough questionable stuff out there that in my mind, the risk of taking the vaccine is not equal to the risk that A, I might catch COVID-19, B, that if I catch COVID-19, that it'll be anything worse than the flu that I've had, virtually every year since I was a kid. So it just doesn't, is it worth all of the potential side effects for something that I might not get? And even if I do get, I probably won't have a hard time with, right? You know what I mean? And then I think about the other factors. I'm not traveling, so there's no requirement for me to travel. As it turns out, don't need to eat in every restaurant on Guam or drink beers at every bar on Guam. I can go to the gas station and the grocery store and get that. And every restaurant that I want to eat at has got a takeaway. In fact, one of my favorite places to go to are exclusively takeaway. Stacks.
Nice.
Yeah, I know. I miss eating inside, though. I got to say, there's one of my favorite things was to get the burger and then sit on the ledge by the window.
Oh, the stool.
Yeah, the stool, and just kind of look out the window like a cat while I'm eating my burger.
Chief Kapoor.
So I kind of miss that. Yeah, I kind of miss that. But as it turns out, there's places where you can take within about a minute within a traffic light of Stacks, be someplace where you can sit outside and enjoy your burger and cold beer.
You said picnic, man. I like that. Sounds like a plan.
Picnic. Oh, there's so many places. Look, there's a lot of great outdoor spots on Guam, outdoor spaces, and there's and many of them are clean. There's Bayview down in East Agania, and that place is generally policed up by a Korean club. Like every Saturday or Sunday morning, you ride your bike early, you see them, and they go out there and clean the place up. I wish they didn't have to clean the place up as much, but they do. And there's all kinds of places where you can sit and have a picnic, and there's pavilion and picnic tables and all of that stuff. And it ain't so bad. There's another spot that we frequent a lot more than I ever did before, but over by Lupang with the little statue of the grandma and the mom and the little nanny girl.
Yeah,
that's a great place. Spot. The only problem is. And I don't know whose neck to wring about this, but there's somebody took the trash can. There is an trash can that they had at the light fixture in between the pavilion and the statue, and they took the trash can away. Now, 90% of the right-thinking, commonsensical, caring about their fellow man individuals that would use that facility would take their crap out with them. Oh, there's no trash can? I guess I better put this in the back of the car until I can get home. I'll put it in my... and then you've got a bunch of lunks that go down there, and they take their fast food, and they take their beer, and they drink their beer, and they eat their fast food, and then walk away from the trash. Literally on the beach. They doesn't get anywhere near the trash can, unfortunately. There needs to be more work done on that. There maybe the big public service campaigns that are to come. As I'm pondering the world at 9:43 in the small talk portion of the program, there needs to be some great public service campaigns. I'll volunteer our airspace to run some of them. Is the one, your mother doesn't live here. Pick up your crap when you leave the beach. I can't tell you how sickening it is. You go, especially that place over by Lupang, where between the Lupang condominium and the EFIT trees down the ironwood trees down the way, there's any number of tea bottles and beer cans and crap from someplace else, and I'd pick them up. And often do go down there with my trash bags and pick up a little bit extra than I brought in, put it in the back of my truck, and throw it in front of Joe's house.
Thanks, Ray.
Hey, no problem, bro. Everybody has to do our part, whether you want to or not.
I'm with you, man.
I know. 9:43 in the morning. So there's that public service campaign, and then there's the other one about Get Healthy Guam. I don't know. Somebody's going to come. It will come from the social media manager at
our social media czar.
Whatever. $75,000 a year. Come on, do something. And it will be the social media campaign and the on air and the media campaign that says, hey, you know what? Get healthy, Guam. You know where you can go walk? Pretty much anywhere. But it's hot. Bring an umbrella. Go at night. Try that. I know. I make the same excuses for myself. You get some days where, man, it's too hot to run. And then you get some days where, you know what? Let's go run. It's hot. It's hot today. Let's go sweat this out. Try that out. There's any number of plays. You want to get started today? You want to get started at 9:44 in the morning? I'll tell you how you can get started. Many of you might be able to jog your way around Agana. How would you like to do this with a bunch of other people so you don't feel like you're weirded out, especially if you're like worried about the dogs of Anigua? Here's what you do. 6-ish tonight, maybe just before 6, go to Skinner Plaza and over by the Submarina. Second floor of the next door to that building. Second floor of Submarina is a place called Southern Mountain Gear. You don't have to go in if you don't want to. You can go buy stickers and hiking shoes and apparel and things like that. Go and see Dan and everybody, and they'll be happy to hook you up. But go inside, say hello, then go back downstairs and hang out with a bunch of people that are literally going to run around Agana. And you're going, man, it looks like there's some young, fast people here. And you know what? There's old, slow people there as well. And there's a lot of people that will do run walks because, for a lot of folks, running straight 3 miles, that's a challenge. And so there'll be people that will run all the way down to Tsodi and kind of walk it a little bit. And you get to the Route 8, O'Brien Drive. And then, kind of jog in until you get back to Route 4. And then you swing around. You end up over at... this is great. You end up back over at Southern Mountain Gear. And if you want to, CPK there. And if you want to, Carabao over there. Or if you're like me, picnic and bring your own.
There you go.
It's all completely doable, and they don't charge for it. But it's a great way to get started. And I know the people that are going to be doing that running and walking and walking, and they're all really, really terrific people. And trust me, they'd have a hoot meeting people like you. And among the things that they have in common, many of them listen to this program. So it's a kind of sort of point familia, if you will. 9:46 in the morning. You're going to hear more about this today and tomorrow. But tomorrow, starting at 6 for the Hadza and Katen districts, there's going to be a Zoom meeting. Thursday, there'll be one for Lago and Luzon, and on Friday, island-wide PTOs will be invited to attend a Zoom meeting for them. It's the virtual follow-up community input sessions for GDOE and their strategic plan. As I said, takes place tomorrow, Thursday, and Friday, about 6 o'clock. For those of you that have got concerns about what's going on with your kids and their education, that's the way to do all of that. It's at 9:47. Shuffling the papers gives me time to catch my breath and kind of telegraph that I'm switching subjects here. We don't often have a chance to talk about the Attorney General's office. Guam Attorney General, sweetest Attorney General there is. And chasing after a bunch of issues here. And this came to me and I thought, this is great. This is spectacular news. It says here, the Attorney General Camacho joins bipartisan efforts supporting local journalism. Legislation offers tax credits to subscribers, businesses, and news organizations. I'll go, this is awesome. We don't have subscribers, but I'm a subscriber. And businesses, I'm in the media. But this is great, supporting local journalism. And I read the rest of it. A letter calls on key leaders to support and pass Local Journalism Sustainability Act. The act would provide, and our AG is behind this now, up to $250 in tax credits to local newspaper subscribers to offset subscription fees. What? Up to $5,000 in tax credits for some local businesses for buying ads in local newspapers. And up to $25,000 for local newspapers to hire local journalists. Attorney General Camacho, or anybody, Carlina, listening over at the... Hi, Carlina.
Hi.
Hey. Here's a point that I'd like to make. Journalism is not just newspapers. And I tell you what, anymore, some of the crap that we are reading in a printed word is literally that. It's craptastic, and it's cut and pasted stuff from press releases, and that's not journalism. And then you've got the kind of MSM mainstream media that has lost all of its credibility here. And what are we doing? And then can I also make a point here? Is that journalism has not been just newspapers for about 75 years. Journalism includes things like news, talk radio. It includes television. And it includes now social media as well. So I don't know about this, and I intend to send a note here to Congressman Mike Sinicolas that would ask him to pry open the definitions of journalism and support for people in the journalism game. I'd like to be able to do some reporting in the afternoon. And I can't do that right now because I don't get subsidies like the newspaper will here to hire local journalists. No. How about be able to get more advertisers to support the kind of journalism that we espouse and others in all of this? $5,000 in tax credits for local businesses for buying ads in the newspapers. Why not buy them on the radio? Why not buy them on television? Why not buy them in the new form of media here in socials? I looked at it and I thought, wow, what a great thing, and then thought about how myopic it is considering it's 2021, and if they're afraid to say it, I'm not. Print is dead. Print is dead. The World Wide Web is dead. Everything is in social media now. Kids are getting. You know where kids are getting their news? TikTok, guys. Your kids are getting news from TikTok, and in some cases, and in some of the cases that I've seen recently, holds a brighter light. Candid, for God's sakes, Candid should be able to take advantage of this for the brand of journalism that they are doing out there. It's completely different from anything that we had growing up. This is an affront to everybody in the media business, and I would submit that everybody in the media business needs to get a hold of Attorney General of Guam, Levin Camacho, and the folks that are behind H.R. 3940 and Senate Act 2434, and say you need to either make this bigger or eliminate it completely because it literally discriminates against every other form of media and journalism that exists right now. It's 9:51. I'll be right back.
Leah Dunca from Security Title here with a little information about trusts. A trust is a legal entity capable of owning property. It can protect property from issues such as lawsuits or divorce and can be used to distribute property and avoid probate. Many trusts start as revocable but become irrevocable when the initial trustees die. Work with your estate planning attorney to see if a trust is a good fit for your family property. Call the professionals at Security Title. We are here to help.
Fall in love with your new home this season by shopping Furniture Kathy Style's unbelievable deals. We've brought in new items and restocked on our best sellers to help you get your home ready for the holiday. We offer free design consultation and financing with up to 12 months of zero interest for you to get what you want and what you need for your home today. Follow us on social media, visit our website at FurnitureKathyStyle.com, or call us at 300-9590 for more information. If you're not buying from us, you're paying too much.
Family Finance has been serving the people of Guam since 1959, and they'll continue to be there for you in the years to come. Whether you're looking to get a personal loan for that summer staycation or paying off those long overdue bills, Family Finance has got you covered. Apply for a personal loan from $1,000 up to $3,900 by calling Family Finance. Agana 475-4545, Upper Tumon at 647-5626, or in Dededo at 633-4473. Family Finance, serving the people of Guam since 1959.
I see at 9:53. Real Joe says, I got to tell you about that new bacon cheddar burger that you got over at Wendy's. And doesn't that just say it all? It's bacon and cheddar. Got plenty of melted cheddar and cheese sauce in it. It's got the applewood smoked bacon in there. We got the Wendy's meat patty, so you know you're going to love that. Then they put it all together with a special kind of bread that actually has cheddar melted into it, and so and up around the top's got a nice little cheddar crunch bite to it. They definitely got it, and you got to try it yourself over at Wendy's. Isn't it great knowing exactly what the rest of your day looks like? I have no idea what that is. I've got a couple of things, little tech projects that I hope that I got time to take care of today. But a little bit later on, I'm going to go home and after nap time, maybe watch the end of a movie I started last night. I'm a big Kathy Bernardo fan, and you're going, who? What? Kathy, you don't know what Kathy Bernardo is?
No, I don't.
Bucket.
Wow.
You should know.
Oh.
She's a Filipina rom-com like queen. And I started watching her stuff, I don't know, 2-3 years ago. And absolutely, she always acts with this basically the same guy. And I don't care about him, but because it's just her, right? I mean, she's got the best. She's got the prettiest ugly cry face I've ever seen. And so, and these Filipino rom-coms are just terrific. Oh, my God. Ay. Talaga. But anyway, so somebody said, oh, you got to watch The House of Us. Okay, I'll watch that. And I started watching it last night, not realizing just how long a rom-com it is. And so I'm going to go home and finish the rest of that. I'm at the point now where I'm going, okay, I'm either going to love the rest of the movie or I'm going to hate it. But it's where I get to go. Now, among the other things that I might do is ponder, if you will. I was thinking about this morning. And I got all these people that hit me up on the WhatsApps and everything, and they're going, oh my God, I just can't believe how many people are buying all of this nonsense about COVID-19 and vaccine and masks, and the thing is going to make you magnetic. And it occurred to me as I was listening to Coast to Coast this morning, and how gullible some people can be, or how easily they will suspend their disbelief on things. What do you suppose? And think about tying in the numbers, a number of vaccinated people in the country, and what some people would say, low Kool-Aid drinkers. Okay, I got it. Number of people have voted for Joe Biden in the country, and you just go, what is it? How is it possible that they're thinking people have come to conclusions like that and support these things? And then I remember surveys. How many people believe in UFOs? How many people believe in ghosts? And how many people are crazy, read their horoscopes on a daily basis, thinking that it is possible that the configuration of the stars and the days, the minutes, and the hours that led up to their birth can somehow conspire to lock them into a path, the same path for everybody that was born in that same position. Real Joe, you started hiding. Are you a horoscope guy? Are you one?
My
of those
moon
guys?
is in Pisces, Ray.
Are you one of those guys, Real Joe? I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I mean, it's fun. It's like reading fortune.
Yeah.
It's fun to read fortune cookies. I used to read the horoscopes and just go, okay, these people are certainly not having any kind of impact on my life. But there are some people that just won't make a move unless they've had a chance to take a look at the horoscope and use that as some kind of guidepost in their lives. How many people believe wrestling, Real Joe? So you put all of those things together, and I'm not saying that a belief in alien life is far-fetched. I'd kind of like to think that something like that exists. Otherwise, what a horrible waste of space the universe is if we're the only ones lucky enough to have figured it out. And we're the only ones that have figured it out. Look at what we have come to, for God's sakes. Maybe it wouldn't,
Just look at us.
Just look at us. The House of Us. How did it happen? 9:57. I'll read this and try to summarize it for you tomorrow as we get into the conversation about it. I don't know how it's possible that somebody actually paid for this survey to be conducted. A professional poll of about 1,000 people throughout the islands of Hawaii suggests lawmakers are ignoring what their constituents really want. A new survey conducted August and September by Anthology said that the residents statewide would favor the following. Lower taxes would help residents better afford the state's high cost of living. 79% agreed strongly with that. Hawaii residents and businesses are overtaxed and should pay lower taxes overall. 73% said yes on that. I personally pay too much state and county taxes. 70% either strongly agreed or somewhat agreed. This is a good. Can I just go over it just again to summarize a point that I was making before about how it is that some people can just drink the Kool-Aid by the gallon and eat crap spoon-fed. You would think that it would be 100% say that lower taxes would help residents better afford Hawaii's high cost of living. Why is that not universally accepted? Only 70% agreed with that. Really? What the hell are the other 30% thinking? You know what they're doing? Checking their horoscopes. Looking to the skies to see if E.T. is going to be landing and saving them from themselves. I got the ghosts. That's it. E.T. is going to clear your house of the ghosts. 9:59. What color was that pill I took? I don't know. I got to check with my Dr. Andrew. Hey, listen, I got to go. I got to. For Real Joe and Montecillo Tyrant and Jerry Roberts, my name is Ray Gibson saying thanks so much for tuning in. Again, do me a favor. If you haven't yet, please go to the Pika thing and vote for... I'm going to say vote for me because this is the point. I got 2 other radio stations. If you're confident we're already going to win, go ahead and throw a vote to Boss and Star 101. That'd be awesome. I got to go. Fox News Live is coming up next. 93.3 FM is KUSG. I got you. And we are The Point. Stand by now. It's about time for Fox News Live. Happy Tuesday.
An update on vaccinations. I'm Lisa Lacera, Fox News. As some first responders in Chicago have not yet been vaccinated, Chicago's mayor